Ba boop boop boo doo 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 doo. Oh, do you know where that badge thing is from the Star Wars ride? The Star Wars ride. Do you know what that badge is? The yeah, the experience. I'll call it. Oh man, I have so much content to do. So much stuff to do today. Let's see what we got here. We got this. This is fucking ridiculous. What is this? Okay, we got this. I kind of like it, but if you feel like watching it by yourself, be my guest. Is this the same fucking thing twice? Yeah. Oh, cool, cool, cool. I don't need to wear it right now. I just wanted to like have access to it in case I wanted. I don't necessarily care about that. What is this? Hey, what's going on? I want the pin, not on my hat. What the fuck are you doing, baby girl?
I'm confused. Am I taking the pin out of this room, or do you want it here?
Just leave it here, I guess. You crazy, baby. Get out of my room. I love you, wife. Get out of my office. Get out of my office, you mother fricker. Is this actually?
Tell me about all these dating coaches in the man.
Boppy boo 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 boo. I don't care about that. Interesting stuff.
I can do.
Curious about this. My guy pretty like a girl, and he's got 5 stories to tell. People ask me. Oh, there's like a Charlie D'Amelio thing too. Hey, what's going on, guys?
Mr. Bro, the brother of Mr.
Okay. What's up, nerds? Kind of curious about this. Oh, there's so much stuff for me to go through today. What's up, guys? So I'm looking through stuff because I got lots of stuff that I was gonna like do. I'm curious about that. Oh my god. Oh,
Today we're discussing whether or not the super size versus super skinny concept.
What's going on, guys? How's everybody? How's everybody doing? Oh, lovely
S'mores
peaches.
just resubscribed for 12 months. 12 months, baby fat gump online.
That's what I wanted to take a look at.
Yeah, Tiddy's just subscribed.
Incredible. Thank you so much for titties.
I have.
Thank you so much for titties. Where's that Ethan Klein thing? I think this is a Rich Lux. See, what is Rich? Does Rich have a video about Ethan Klein? Wow. Incredible. What's up, guys? Sorry, I'm just setting up the stream, guys. It's different. We're back. You know what I'm saying? We are back. It's definitely very different. What is this? Oh, I'm hitting the wrong button. It's we're back. Look, swag in the hat. Thanks, guys. How's everybody doing today? Sorry, thank you so much for all the bits and then everything. Mama Guts she's chilling. We're gonna do a whole Disney like podcast soon, maybe this weekend, but we just don't have it in us right now.
Freed Fan 12 just resubscribed for 16 months. 16
what up, brother?
months for pass us balls.
Did I protect my head? I did. I actually didn't get sunburned early at all.
Just resubscribed
hey, thank you so much for the sub, brother.
Months. Nice hat.
Thank you. Thank you. This hat was $40. $40 fucking dollars. How do you like that? Incredible amount of money. But it's a really nice hat. Actually, very comfortable.
As a woman and somebody going into the healthcare field, how do you defend your opinion as a white, well-off, religious man, telling a woman what she can do with her body?
Because evil things are still evil, even if I'm a white, well-off religious man. And good things are still good, even if I'm a white, well-off religious man.
Wow, these are so cringe. Like, her question's dumb, and like his response is fine. It's just like the cringe. He's like, evil's still evil. You know, it's like, it's, and then the music in the background is what gets me.
That the people who were fighting.
You converted your friend to the Gut family, very, very poggers, brother.
Against enslavement of black people were a bunch of well-off white men for the most part. And those people were saying this is a moral sin. This is a moral.
Okay.
I'm going to, okay?
This is an old one. You love your fellow whites, fantastic, brother. I can appreciate that.
Doggies home. I wish those two doggies were my own. Those doggies got a backpack on. I got a backpack on. Doggy with a backpack.
Incredible. How do I feel about a 14, 17-year-old dating? It makes me uncomfortable, but like, I guess it's not that bad. You want to watch the videos explaining how Ben might be autistic? Maybe.
How many genders are there?
I don't know. I just got here.
Incredible response. Incredible response. What is this? Papa Gut would eat cats? What? What? What is this? What do you... This is a bit jarring. Is this like a joke video? Like, what is... just Papa Gut would eat cats. During post-production, I came to the realization that Papa Gut, interestingly, has a huge main channel. How this happened, I'm very unsure, but that's a good point. I don't know how it happened either. But here's another baseless video on That Vegan Teacher where someone pretends to be edgy to seemingly mask their terrible arguments against going vegan. Okay. What I find interesting is this is called Vegan Gaze. Gaze, but you know, funny meme. You know what I'm saying? She doesn't do any of that.
Nah, no, she doesn't do any of it.
Oh, here's my stance. Listen, here's my stance about veganism. Listen, it would be nice to the animals if we went vegan. It would be better for the environment. But as a human being, I don't really care about animals that much. That's pretty much it. Listen, I know that it's probably better off for us to do, but the reality is like we'd honestly be better as a society if like we fed cows. I think they feed them like really bad stuff, like a bunch of corn and stuff that makes them fart, and it actually increases methane production, right? If we don't even have to go vegan as a first step. If we just went to like healthier diets, which is like, you know, chicken, like leaner chicken and turkey, and then like vegetables, we would be in a better spot because we eat so much. Like, I think in America especially, we're very meat oriented and very like unhealthy, fatty meat oriented. That's what we need to do. We don't even necessarily have to go vegan first. Ideally, not a horrible idea, but I don't necessarily care too much about it. I mean, I know that sounds mean. I just don't care that much. Yeah, grass-fed beef would be great. Instead of feeding them like the crap that they feed them. Yeah, I mean, it's just not like a huge priority for me. Like, if you've noticed, the majority of my take about being vegan is like environmentally based because it's good for humans. You know what I mean? So like when I'm like, hey, we should grass feed our beef to reduce emissions. Like, yeah, because I think that's good for people. I'm sorry that I don't really care too much about animals that much. I don't know if I'd eat a cat, but I've said before, like, who cares if people eat dogs or cats? I personally don't care. It's like a total social construct that we don't eat those because in our society we value cats and dogs as pets. You know, in other countries, like my mother-in-law's fiance, I forget, I think he's from India. And they think that cows are very sacred, which is fine, and they don't eat them. Like, okay, like, you know what I mean? Like, okay, you know what I mean? It's you know, kill them in an ethical way. That's very subjective. I'd say is, I think the biggest thing is like if you kill a cow, like when they're able to kind of be free range and run around and have fun. I think there's like stress when they know they're gonna get killed and eaten. That's probably the meaner part about it. So, anyway, let's just watch this.
Just trust this guy. He clearly has looked at her channel. Hang on, I just need.
I've been pretty in depth on That Vegan Teacher. Her and myself grew up on TikTok together. She's insane.
Just shit everywhere, really. When you speak.
Oh, did I release this video? I don't know if I even released that video because I think there was other stuff going on. But I think I had made a video. I was gonna title it like "Should We Eat Dogs?" But I didn't like put it up because I just didn't care. At the time, I didn't have the Papa Got Leftovers channel. I would have totally put it up on there, but I didn't do that.
Do you hear yourself at all?
Listen, man, you know it's gonna be good when the channel has an introduction like this.
Jamie, I swear if this hurts my feelings.
Do I like that vegan teacher? No, I'm not a big fan. Not a big fan. Just kind of defended Joe Rope, so. The rise of that vegan teacher. So I don't know if I could watch this. It's gonna be kind of cringe because it's just gonna be watching me watching her. You know what I'm saying, dude?
This is part 2 of my.
Oh my god! Can you just stop that vegan teacher? So you will pay to hurt animals. Do you also eat cats? What about dogs? Sure, I will eat a cat and a dog if it will make you stop talking. I don't care. Yeah, that's fair. I don't care.
Oh, you're so edgy. I mean, the logical conclusion of probably the arguments that you would make in favour of the exploitation and killing of other sentient beings would probably lead you to that conclusion. So is it really a joke? Papa Got Leftovers. I
wasn't joking. I mean, I was joking, but like I wasn't. Like I would eat a cat or a dog. I don't care. Like I don't know. You thought like I said it in a joking way, but like jokes have levels of truth. I'm like if okay, I'll eat a cat and a dog.
Overs this person. Get them to debate you. Would they?
I don't care. In fact,
what am I going to say? I just don't care. I'm going to be like, yeah, I don't care. There's nothing to debate. Like, I just don't care. Like, I'm not. There's really no reason to debate veganism because I already know that it makes sense. I just don't care. That's the whole foundation. I really don't care about animals that much. I know it's really mean. We should be nicer to animals, but like, bro, I don't care. I know that's so rude, but like, most of us don't really care that much about a fucking cow, you know?
I don't care so much that I made a video telling everybody how much I just don't care. I really want everybody to know that I really
hey, content, baby. You know what I'm saying?
Don't care.
Initially, I was going to sit in the classroom and keep going over his speech. But I thought I would take a moment just to show this post that I have come across on Instagram.
This looks like somebody in another country, maybe working for DoorDash. What do you want me to tell?
I'm so funny. Working for dude, I'm so funny, man. I'm sorry. That's very funny. Holy moly. I can see why people watch me now. I can see why people watch me. Oh, yeah.
Oh, bro, they should probably put the food inside of a bag so I don't have to, you know what I mean? Like, imagine it's gonna mess up the hamburger. You know, like imagine you got like a hamburger from a diner on DoorDash.
Yeah, it's like edgy. It's like a little edgy jokes. Like, okay, like that's what I do. I make edgy jokes and I have fun, and I do advocate for marginalized groups too sometimes, you know. But you know, stuff like that.
And they just left it out in like a cage while you drove. That's insane.
So you want to protect the food better. Yeah.
Jay,
do you eat dogs as well as all the other animals?
Maybe. Is that racially motivated?
No.
Who cares? Who cares? Who cares? Like literally, who cares?
Yeah, I don't care.
Yikes.
Who cares?
Why not?
I don't care.
Do you eat cats?
Honestly, eat cat. I hate cats. They're not.
True.
They're cats.
I mean, like it's just
True.
these sorts of people, right? They say this shit and they're like, "Oh, it's just a joke, bro. It's just a joke." But
yeah, like it is a joke, but like, yeah, eat cat. I don't care. It's a cat. It's an animal still. Like it has the same value to me as a cow. Our society just values it differently. I don't care.
At the same time, I think he's being serious.
Okay.
I hate them, therefore fuck them. That's good. Just really
no, I didn't say fuck them. I'm not Shane Dawson, but eat them. I don't care.
good. I hate them, therefore condemn them to killing.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
Ew.
Just don't have any value. They're obnoxious.
I mean, you're the most obnoxious person I've encountered in the last couple of days. So you
in the last couple of days. That doesn't really say a lot. Maybe you probably meet a lot of annoying people, I guess.
have no value. Ew.
That's fine. You could think I have no value. I don't care. But cats are not people. So like I don't value you as a person, but I value you being a person. You know what I mean? Like I don't value who you are, but you're a person. So I hold you to a higher class than cats and dogs, you know? I hate this. Eat cats, please.
Like, you're funny. This
No?
is edge, pure edge. I love
Why
this.
not?
True.
This, yeah.
Do you know who Lewis Hamilton is?
No.
He's apparently a very famous race car driver.
That's awesome.
I didn't really know about him until a few years ago when somebody told me that he was vegan.
Okay.
Okay.
In my research, which I do every single morning for several hours,
Why? What do you research? What do you have to research?
I looked at Lewis Hamilton.
Bro, I'm like ready to say the exact same things as I'm just gonna stop talking when I talk because I'm just saying the same things over again because I just have the same reaction. Like, okay, why would you do that?
Site.
What do you mean?
And he had.
What do you have to research?
Yeah, what's there to research? Don't eat animals. Like, what else is there to research? You know what I mean? On how to keep your bones strong because you're a fucking vegan. I got him.
You got the world at your fingertips on Google. Oh, what could you possibly have on the internet to research?
Porn.
Oh, I just sit here and say "F cats" all day. Because I'm really edgy. Like, what would you possibly have to? Oh my god, this is amazing. Okay, I will try and find this person and try and debate them, I guess.
Reposted something by this group. This group is called Karmagawa.
Okay.
They're talking about saving cats and dogs.
What do I do with my mouth?
Paying money to this woman.
Okay.
Because he's.
I'm concerned about, like, this is what makes me think he's kind of serious. Like, there's just.
I feel bad for the dog, but you know, I could see other countries they need things to eat, whatever.
Like right in front. Look at, like, there is a sentient being in here.
Yeah.
They're in a cage, barely bigger than themselves. It looks like their mouth is like muzzled up, and they look very scared. And he's like,
I'm just hoping that they killed the animal like very quickly before they ate it. Like they didn't like torture it. You know what I mean? Because like I've seen some of those videos of how they eat dogs in like China. They throw them in boiling water. Shit's fucked up.
Whatever, dude. I'd eat them if that vegan teacher would shut up. It's yikes, isn't it? It's like so yikes.
Buying a dog.
Oh, I thought that was a pig. Oh man, that's so sad.
In the same way that you, AJ, pay money to buy other animals.
Okay. Yeah, but the difference is I don't have to see how terrible it is. You know what I mean?
True.
Like, it's fine that you're gonna eat the dog.
Yeah, so it's all about you and your feelings. Like
it is out of sight, out of mind, man. That's all it is, bro. You know what I'm saying? It's fucked up, but it's the truth. You can all be like, "Oh, that's not true." Motherfucker, you don't care. Like you do it, bro. You know what? I was at Disney and they were like, "Hey, they randomly decided to tell us." They were talking. I was on the safari ride and they were telling. Actually, she told us, she's like, "Hey, listen, if you have old phones," it was random. She's like, "Recycle them because like in the country that we got this animal from, there's a lot of like abuse and getting like the something for your phone. It's a limited resources and it drives animals out of their place and." They're like, recycle your phone because then they can recycle that part. And then I was like, oh, that's a really cool idea. But the point I'm getting at is that like your computer's made from the suffering of animals of getting displaced in their habitats, but you still got a computer because you don't give a fuck because out of sight, out of mind. All of us do that shit, bro. Like we don't really give a shit unless we see it. So I don't want to see how my cow's killed, but I gotta eat because I gotta eat it. But I pay other people to kill the cows. You know what I mean? Like I don't want to do it. If I had to, you know, I would be. But if I don't have to, I don't want to. You know. But yeah, I'm gonna start recycling my old phones and stuff because I didn't know how bad it was that they would do that to displaces animals and stuff. And of course, you know, of course, the people in those countries don't even have like full, I guess you'd say, autonomy or control over those resources. You know, there's like oppressive, like imperialistic tactics that go into taking that, usually from first world countries. So there's a lot of shit going on there.
Like, oh well, the difference is like I could acknowledge that this thing would happen.
All right. I don't know what this guy's talking about. Let's see. He lost me again at his there may be intelligent elsewhere in the universe that looks at us the same way. So if that's true and they enslave us one day, will you not fight back? Of course I'll fight back. If someone tries to rescue you, will you cower in the cage and refuse to? No, of course I wouldn't cower in the cage. Would you let your loved ones stay in cages and not try to rescue them because humanity lost to an invasive species? No. But see, here's the thing. You're not understanding. I don't care about, like, we're humans. So if there's something more intelligent, like, listen, if the dogs started biting people and, like, cows were started, like, trying to kill farmers, I wouldn't be like, oh, my God, this is terrible. I'd get it, but I still got to eat. You know what I mean? And if a more intelligent species comes to enslave us, of course I'm going to fight back. And the survival of the fittest, baby. I don't know what to tell you. It sounds awful. But that's kind of life, man. You know, that's just life, bro. I mean, of course I'll fight back. You know, I'm just like very human centric. I know you got like a nay on me, but I don't know what you want me to tell you, bro. I mean, I don't know what you want me to tell you.
Happen to, you know.
Yes, I do. I see the world how predators do. I no longer argue with them. Okay.
Another individual, but the difference is
bad take. I don't really give a shit.
I didn't have to see it. Therefore.
You're posting some videos, comments on the video. Oh, okay. Hey, listen. Go sell your phone. Go donate all your phones. Get rid of all your phones because they fucking displace animals for that. There's really nothing you can do that'll, like, you know, fully get rid of the oppression of animals. We could make reasonable steps. That's why I'm going to start eating more broccoli. Less room in my stomach for the chicken, you know? Think about it like that.
Or what? It's fine? No, it's not about just you in this equation and, you know, the feelings that you hold. You should see that as oh, well, regardless, they are hiding this thing from me that happens that's really bad. Yeah. I don't want that to happen because it makes me uncomfortable to, you know, know that that's happening because that's really bad. No, we're just, as soon as you take away the reality from me of what happens, suddenly it's fine. No, it's not.
No, it's not fine. I just don't have to look at it.
Because you don't see it doesn't mean it's not happening. And if
it's like when I get a bad boo-boo on my toe, I don't want to look at it, you know, because it makes it hurt more. You know what I mean? But it's still there. So, you know, just don't look at it.
Acknowledge that it does happen. You should stop directly paying for it. Shit.
Well, I don't directly pay for that dog. So I don't know what you want me to tell you. Right now, we're talking about other people, other countries that don't have the same advantages that we do.
Just that they would be more humane about it. Like they.
How do you humanely exploit and kill someone?
You know, how you how do you humanely kill an animal? Like you slit it depends on the society. Like you can use slit its throat, maybe use a bolt gun, like one shot kill, you know? That's a subjective thing, but that's like relatively humane. How you keep them captured, you know, you feed them grass and you let them have like free range, is that what they call it? There you go. That's I would consider that humane.
Please, I'm waiting. I'm really waiting. I really want to know how you humanely exploit and kill someone. I will wait forever, seemingly, at this rate, to find out.
I mean, I just don't necessarily consider it exploitation, bro, but I guess you could say that.
Sometimes people like boil these dogs alive. It's horrible. But if you just kind of like, bang, you know what I mean? And
if you just kind of like bolt gun them in the head quickly, you know, take their life away from them, or gas them, or slit their throats.
Not gas them. I imagine that would hurt the meat. But yeah, like slit their throat, shoot them in the head with the bolt gun. It's better than boiling them. Would you? I mean, you can't argue that. Even if you think they're both bad, you can't argue that boiling is like somehow it's not the same as killing them instantly. Fucking, I would rather just somebody shoot me in the head than put me in a fucking vat of boiling water until I died.
Then you know, it's really doesn't matter.
Died like that? All right, that's fine. You know what I'm saying?
Hi. Yeah, I'm in the court right now because I you know, killed like 3 people, but dude, I did it really quickly, so I don't know.
I think that if I was in court and I had killed 3 people, I think that the court would look on me more favorably if I killed them instantly than if I threw them in boiling water, because that would be horrific. You know what I'm saying? Now, would I still get punished? Of course. Maybe even the same. But I feel like I have a higher chance at the death penalty if I boiled 3 people alive than if I just shot them. Like, come on. You know what I'm saying? Like, there is a difference between those two things. Like, let's just be honest here.
Why this is so much of a problem. Like, I did it really quickly. I thought that this would be a more humane method of doing it. It's possibly almost as if how quickly you do it doesn't suddenly make it okay. Oh,
it makes it a little more okay.
Oh, fuck. Yeah, it's amazing.
And like, it's humane. Like, humane as long as it's more humane.
That are murdered for you. Chickens, cows,
dogs,
pigs.
I'm not comfortable with this whole more humane. Okay, yeah, it might be more humane to do it quicker. But it doesn't suddenly make it right or acceptable morally. It would be more humane for someone to...
Well, it's morally acceptable to our society, but...
shoot me in the head, then, like, freaking put me in a torture chamber for a month and then slowly kill me. Okay, neither of those things would be morally right to do. Oh, God. Imagine if you were, like, a victim of his choices directly, and then you heard...
Like, if you were, like, a dog or, like, a cow? I mean, imagine if you were a fucking cow for a minute. Oh, is that what you're asking me to do? I already am. I'm fucking fat as shit.
This shit. Sometimes I'm glad that other animals can't really understand, like, human English to the degree that...
Yeah, well, because they're stupid. I'm not trying to be an asshole, but, like, if the animal starts saying, hey, bro, this is really fucked up. Oh, shit, this thing can talk? Maybe I'd value it a little more. But they just go... That's what they sound like when they die, you know? You know, that's kind of like about... you know what I'm saying?
A cool person can, like... Because... You know, it'd just be diabolical to hear the shit that people say as an excuse for why they should be able to, like, munch on their corpses.
If you're telling me that I have to walk up to a cow and be like, I'm going to kill you because you're fucking stupid, and I'm going to fucking eat you because you're dumb and I don't value you, I mean, if you're going to make me do it, I'm going to do it, you know?
Exploit them.
What is that? Cakes?
Chickens.
Cows?
Cows. Pigs.
Cakes? Or is she saying pig? It sounds like she's saying cake.
It did sound like
she's saying cake.
Turkeys.
My fat.
Chickens.
My
Is
fatness.
really struggling with this?
Pigs.
Oh, she's pigs. Okay.
Yeah,
It's me.
I mean, yeah, it is you. It is you, babe.
Turkeys.
Thanks, bro.
Lambs. Look at this dog who is tied up, AJ.
Wow, it's terrible.
With tape.
It's terrible, yeah.
You don't give a f***, do you? It's just these people who are very lucky in positions.
It's sad, but like life is sad, bro. What do you want me to tell you?
To probably go through their lives avoiding being like victims. It's usually these people who for some reason just don't give a f*** about anyone else.
I mean, most people agree with my perspective. They might not say it the way I do it, but they agree. That's why they eat food. They eat animal food all the time. You know, it's not like I'm like, it's this weird thing where it's like, these people. Everybody, you mean? Like, that doesn't make what I'm saying okay just because it's everybody. But it's like you're acting like I'm some kind of an outlier. Like I'm some kind of like, oh, I fucking hate these animals. I'm like, most people agree with me. Like it's not this insidious, like I'm like this insidious hidden individual. So it's weird the way that you're saying it.
Her nose.
I know it's not a boy. Bro, listen. I was crying there. So
yeah, we're crying alert. Listen, not for nothing here.
This is the sort of person who would like have a wife and then they'd be crying and be like, oh, you're crying again. Fuck's sake.
Yeah, true. My wife always cries. I'm like, shut the fuck up, you stupid fucking asshole. Shut up. Oh my god. Bro, obviously I value my wife more than a fucking dog. Like, it's such a stupid argument, dude. I love my wife. I took her to Disney. You know, my wife cried like 9 times at Disney, all happy tears. She cried 1 bad tear at Disney. I think it was because I left the key. I lost our keys right when we got to Disney, so she cried. She was so happy she was crying. My wife cries when she's happy and sad. But when we got there, the first day we get there, we're at Disney. We get on the we get on like the tram to go to the monorail. We go to the monorail, and you have to wear a mask on the monorail. So I go to get my mask, and I realize my keys aren't there. So we have to go all the way back to the car. We're freaking out. She starts crying. I'm like, oh fuck, I fucked up. They were sitting in the car because I rented a car, and it was one of like the it's not like a key starter. It's like one of the ones where you just have to have the key in proximity. So, but I didn't tell her to shut up because she's not a dog. I think that's the part that you're not understanding is I don't care about animals as much. You know, that's just it, man. That's so sad, but it is life, bro.
Why are you doing that? No matter your opinion of that vegan teacher, okay, there's someone crying on video because of what's happening here, which is, you would hope, something that you find bad. Crying alert. Yikes.
But, hey, they got to eat, bro. I don't know them. I don't know their struggle. If that guy's got to eat dogs, you know, that's something. That's something, brother. Thank you so much for the sub, brother.
Subscribed for 10 months. Papa Gutty equals Big W.
Obviously.
I'm tired of that vegan teacher. She's all talk. I'm tired of her.
She's not giving a fuck about individuals insofar as they actually directly pay for their exploitation and killing.
She's 100% all talk, okay? First of all, every single time she talks about...
It's like the 15th video of minimum of that vegan teacher, so like I'm burnt out at this point. Is this video called... I'm done with that vegan teacher? I don't even remember.
Animals and how you shouldn't eat them and all that stuff. She never supplies us with any alternative. She doesn't have like any recipes. She does.
True.
Are you joking me right now?
True. It would be nice if she directed me to some nice, yummy recipes.
That vegan teacher uploads a video like every 5 seconds. No, hang on. I'm just going to do this. Okay, 1 second. Okay. Welcome to my kitchen. Vegan snack time. Cookies with...
Oh, yeah, I guess I'm wrong. You know what? Fair enough. I'm sorry. You're right. I just don't find those videos particularly interesting, I guess. You got me.
Apple sauce. To you, it's ugly. To me, it's beautiful. There's a food thing. Oh, wow. Look, there, like a vegan magazine about vegan...
Oh, you know what's cool? I got a pizza with a cauliflower crust. How's that? Is that better? Is that vegan? It also has meat and pepperoni on it. It has pepperoni sounds.
Vegan foods, like, are you joking me? Are you actually, oh god. Unbelievable. Okay, carry on.
It doesn't go like, hey, this is how you could eat this, and this is how you can make it taste similar to meat, or...
Oh my god, after all the criticisms of that vegan teacher, why do people just say things that are just actually false? Are you a troll? Are you good?
She doesn't do any of that.
Nah, she doesn't do any of it. Just trust this guy. He clearly has looked at her channel.
And then she's like, oh my god, look, dogs are dying. It's so sad. Shut up. You don't care. Listen, not for nothing, but like you have a domesticated animal.
What do you mean she doesn't care? She's vegan.
That's true, bro. You're enslaving a dog. That sounds pretty fucked up.
And she freaking says inflammatory shit online to get people's attention.
Yeah,
and constantly, like, again, like all those videos. I mean, you could say a lot about her, but could you say she really doesn't care when she puts like...
I can say it, you know.
You are a creator. You should know how long it takes to put a video up. Even if they're shorts and everything, it's effort to do this. There's probably an element of care there and passion for this subject.
Okay.
To drive her to do it. Don't you think?
Okay.
No.
Maybe.
Just because you don't give a fuck. Mate.
Now, is that as bad as eating one? Probably not. But at the end of the day, you're not giving that animal full consent over it.
So she adopted an animal who was brought into the world by humans.
Whoa! What do you mean brought to the world by humans? Are you saying that a human fucked her? Is that what you're saying? That a human had sex with a dog? I'm a little confused. Wouldn't it make more sense to leave the dogs in the wild, though? Honestly,
you're really going to even try and compare this? Like, if we want to talk about this topic, we would talk about breeding domesticated animals. But she's spoken about that as well.
We've bred animals to like domestication to such an extent that I don't even know if they could live by themselves anymore. But so what do? I guess we just keep. I guess we just keep it up. I don't know.
If you actually just looked at a fucking channel, she's talked about breeding and how you should adopt and not shop because of these issues. And now you're like, oh yeah, well this is a terrible, terrible thing. Like what?
Itself, you talk about how cows have their milk forcibly removed from them. Open your front door and let the dog just see where your fucking dog does. Oh, the dog's gonna run away.
Oh yeah, get hit by traffic. Oh my god.
Hey, listen. You need. Okay, listen. If you want to value dogs the same as humans, you gotta give them the same choices. Okay. What you don't understand is that when you have a domesticated animal, you've groomed that animal. Okay. You groomed them. You groomed them to love you. You have to open the door. Let them run out. Okay? You're grooming an animal. That's fucked up. I can't believe you're in support of grooming.
Oh, if you really cared about your kid, all right, you just open the door.
Whoa, kids are not the same as animals, bro.
Yeah, because they don't want to be around you. That's what it is. It's got nothing to do with the fact that...
I'll open my door, let my kid run out. I'm probably not going to like that kid anyway. He's going to be a fucking asshole, so I don't give a shit.
Due to their lack of capacity or understanding of social norms and, things like, traffic, and that actually it would be in their best interest to be protected.
Well, just so you know, there's never going to be we're never going to get to a point where the dog is ever going to be able to understand social norms. Like, truly, it's a fucking dog. It's in a kid, but okay.
Otherwise, they would be privy to endangering other individuals and endangering themselves. No, nothing to do with that. You clearly are just imprisoning them. There's nothing else going on here. Genius take from an absolute genius.
Thank you.
Tell me more of your really clever takes. I am dying to hear them.
Crazy. And you want to know what? If the dog doesn't run away, it's because you groomed the dog that vegan.
True.
Okay? Because you get a dog and you put it in your house and it wants to leave, and then you're like, nah, you're not doing that. And then the dog develops Stockholm syndrome. That's the reality. Like, having pets is abusive to animals.
It's like Beauty and the Beast, but in reverse.
Okay?
Breeding pets into existence. Okay, this is a conversation, but to adopt an animal who's already been brought into existence, they're in a shelter, they need a home. Oh yeah, it's abusive. Yeah, if you've got the room.
No, let them fucking adopt them and release them into the wild, bro. Bring them into the. I think there's a lot of dogs in Africa. You know what's crazy? That in Africa, the lions are cats, obviously, but the dogs out there are smaller than the cats. Isn't that fucking crazy, bro?
To do it, and you can look after an individual. You got bond with them. They seem to enjoy your company. Yeah. Okay.
By your logic, that's just the way.
Yeah, but that's just because society groomed them into that
way it is. And you're like, I have a pet, I have a dog, and
by her logic, according to where she isn't.
Bro, I'm honestly tuning out because who cares about any of this? This is so boring. It's so fucking cares. I don't give a shit about vegans. All right, we gave enough of a watch for that though. That was a nice way to start back into it, but I got incredibly fucking bored at that point. Finally, right? All right, guys, listen. I came across this. We got Rich Lex here. Wow, Ethan Klein has lost all his sponsors. What are your thoughts on this? Leave your comments down below for a hot topic video. Let's watch this again. Okay, relax, Ethan. You're talking too much.
Sponsors because we have no sponsors because
damn.
I am an existential threat to gay rights and all progress. So, of course, our wonderful fans have taken upon themselves to write all of our sponsors and to have them not sponsor or not to support us. I'll just say this. I'm very thankful to our members because...
Well, I think you make a lot of money with just a pod. Like, you don't need the sponsors financially to succeed. I will say that. I'm gonna get into it after, but with the members too. So yeah,
it makes this show kind of bulletproof to stuff like this. It's just painful that people would do that. There it is. And the other thing is you expect a little more of the sponsors in a way, but I get it. There is, it's just transactional for them. But I feel like I put so much into our good partners, and it's kind of crazy when they just drop you like a bag of dirt one over some.
All right, so there's obviously a lot here. The first thing I will say is that, like, when it comes to Ethan's take, I've talked about it really quick, though. Like, you know, what he said about bottoms or whatever, I don't think it's a big issue. It's the way that he reacted to people reacting to him. He probably should have just been like, who cares? But he was being kind of mean. He was pushing that one guy a lot. I think a gay person called in, and then he was like, oh, well, are you a power bottom? Do you like that? It was inappropriate. It was, like, shitty. It was a shitty thing that he did. You know, you shouldn't be doing that. I also think that the sponsors dropping him is an incredible disproportionate response. It's crazy. But also, you know, Ethan did call for, you know, Keemstar to lose his sponsors. I think Keemstar lost his sponsors. I think Keemstar is a shittier, you know, definitely than Ethan. There's things to criticize on both of them, but you know, I think Moist Critical made a video. He's like, you know, you're going down. It's like a slippery slope. And then it happened to him. So, like, you pretty much what you did to Keemstar did happen to you. Obviously. So, you know, that's kind of the way the internet works, man, at this point. And I would say that there's a level of you cultivated this audience, man. You listen. I don't think you're 100% responsible for your audience, but you know, you kind of cultivated an audience. You tend to try to cater to the people that are very like cancel culture-y. And you know what? The cancel culture people are on like both sides. It's not just like conservatives or progressives, but I would say that progressives tend to have a bit more cancel culture power when it comes to a lot of things. There's a bigger representation of like, you know, the cancel-y leftists and the cancel-y rightists, whatever the fuck you want to call it. And you kind of cater to that group and you invite them into your thing, which is totally fine. And then they bitch and moan about everything. That's what they fucking do. They, not all leftists, but these particular types of leftists, they just bitch and moan about every fucking thing that's going on. And you responded to it. You took the bait, and then they got upset, and then they started emailing sponsors, and then you lost your sponsors. And it's like, yeah, I think it's shitty. I think overall, it's not good. I know a lot of people are like, see, you this is good. Like, you suck a dick, Ethan. But at the end of the day, it's not good. It's kind of bad. It's a bad thing for anybody who has sponsors, but because, you know, you could potentially lose them. It is shitty from like the sponsor's perspective because he probably did generate a lot for them and then they dropped him. And it probably wouldn't have mattered, but it probably just felt like the more virtuous way to go. But at the end of the day, man, like, I mean, you're fortunate that you don't need the sponsorships. That's the fortunate part of it. But I would say try not to lean into that because not for nothing, like there will be new sponsors probably. Yeah, people who will want to be opportunists, of course. But my thing is like, bro, not for nothing, but you kind of did something similar to Jordan Peterson. You were never his sponsor, but like what? You removed all the videos because he had a take that you didn't understand about, I think it was conversion therapy. He was made a point about how Justin Trudeau was morally grandstanding on the conversion therapy, and you're like, oh, so you like conversion therapy? I'm dropping you. I'm going to remove all my stuff, and I'm just going to stop contacting you. It's like you effectively cut your ties with him in the same way that, and that was over a misconception because his point, whether you agree with Jordan Peterson or not, his point was, it's a kind of like a. Not everybody who goes into a therapist potentially over their gender identity is somebody that has gender dysphoria. And so apparently the wordage didn't even let you suggest that they didn't have like a gender identity disorder or gender dysphoria. I think that's the correct term. And so like you might be giving a diagnosis to somebody who misdiagnosis to somebody, or you might prevent them from getting the treatment that they may need. And that was his point. And you kind of dropped him over a misconception, and now the sponsors are dropping you over a misconception. And it is like, you know, what comes around goes around, you know? So at the end of the day, man, Ethan's getting hit pretty hard here, and I think that it sucks. But, you know, not that you deserve it, but I think that it's probably good for you to feel a little bit of a taste of like your own type of medicine. And Jordan Peterson did call this, yeah. You know, you could have sat down and invited Jordan to have a conversation because you have a big platform. Like, you could have been the guy that would, like, chat with people about different things. Like, hey, what do you mean by this? And blah, 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 blah. So, you know, at the end of the day, all that's really happening is every single time Ethan takes another hit, it's just opening up an opportunity for me to go on the show and talk to Ethan, which will just platform my career. That's what's going to happen. Ethan's success is going to come down And mine's gonna go up at the same time until a point where he'll finally have me on. But mine will never like get to his. It'll be like like here's my. Let's do a diagram. Here's my success right now. So we're gonna do like a success tree. Here's the success tree right here. Right. So this is the success tree. Fuck. Boom. Right. So like here's 10%. This is Papa Gut's success, right? And obviously Ethan Klein's success, whether you like him or not, is like here. So this is what'll happen. Every day something happens and Ethan slowly goes downwards, and every day I slowly go upwards, much slower. It's like a very slight incline. So by the time I'm at maybe I'll get to 11%, and Ethan will get down to 90%, and he'll be like, "Oh, I'll talk to this guy finally," or something like that. But all jokes aside, yeah, man, a little bit takes your medicine. That's all I have to really say, bro. That's all I have to say. By the way. To Keemstar, because he had an argument with me on Twitter, because he was like, I don't know what content to make, and I said, why don't you cancel another 19-year-old for sexting a 17-year-old? And Keemstar tried to debate bro me, and he's like, you're not even making good points, because I made like a bunch of videos about it. My biggest point was that my biggest point was you did not properly inform the ages, and you canceled the fucking 19-year-old for talking to 17-year-old. He does the Deaf Noodles defense. He's like, I'm just reporting the news. Everything's a joke. I told you. I put up a picture, right? I told you to debate me, bitch. So, like, just have a nice conversation with me. Pussy.
Sponsor.
All right. Let's see what we got here. What else we got here? We don't need to watch that. Antavius.
Super_bells just subscribe.
Hey, thank you so much for the sub, Super Bells. Millie Bobby Brown. Millie Bobby Brown speaks out about how she's been hypersexualized by the media. No, many young stars, especially girls, targeted for their appearance, but I don't really give a shit about this. It sucks, but it's so funny because I think D'Angelo Wallace was one of the ones who did that. D'Angelo Wallace was one of the ones who sexualized Millie Bobby Brown. Because some of these might be considered more sexual, like I guess this one, but like at the end of the day, she's just dressing in a way that she feels comfortable with, and like D'Angelo was like one of the ones. He's like, oh my god, this is so sexual, blah 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 blah. And it's like it's just a young girl that just wants to like look like an adult. Most young people want to look like adults. Obviously, you can get to a point where it gets too sexualized, but you don't have to comment on it. Can you talk about your heated engagement on Twitter with Keemstar? I guess I could go into it. Let's see. I gotta find it on Twitter. Is that if you really want to my heated engagement on Twitter with Keemstar? Let's see what we got here. I gotta find it. Okay, here's Keemstar. I have to find the thread because I'm like a boomer. Okay. All right. You wanted me to talk about my heated engagement on Twitter with Keemstar? So Keemstar said there's been nothing going on in the community to do a drama learn on for the last 2 weeks. Instead of weeks, I don't know. Either that or I just stopped caring about what's going on. I can't really tell. So I said just find another 19-year-old to cancel for sexting a 17-year-old. Pretty good response. You could probably ruin someone else's career. Okay. It's like because it's true, man. You definitely you ruined that kid's life. And this was the response video he made to me after playing Angry Birds.
Obviously, I think you're referring to the Carson situation, right? And I remember seeing TikToks of you fucking just going crazy about it, and Keemstar's trying to cancel Carson.
Yes, you were.
Also, their shit, and it's like, I get it. There's commentary channels that upload videos with their opinions and etc. Or you got podcast channels, or you got reaction channels where you react with your opinions, etc., etc.
True. Yeah.
I run a fucking news channel, bro.
Okay. So if you're gonna say that you're a news channel, you're holding yourself to the standard of like what a news channel needs to do, which is accurately and like provide accurate context. In the first video, I don't think you've ever actually put it up there, but I remember watching your video on Carson, and at no point did you establish his age and the girl's age in that first video. I remember you asked them, the friends,
was she underage at the time or something? And they're like, yeah. But you didn't ask, like, how old was she and how old was he? You never showed the audience that he was a 19-year-old and she was a 17-year-old. And I've gone into this multiple times, and that's a huge mistake. You mess up really bad with that. And the thing is that when you use the terms adult and minor, they can mean an 18-year-old and a 17-year-old or a 19-year-old and a 17-year-old. But most people, when they hear an adult and a minor interacting, the first thing that they jump to in their head is like a 30-year-old and like a 13-year-old. Like that's what people think. So you misreported this. Okay? So you're not a news channel. Like you're a drama channel. Like you are a drama channel. You're not really you're a drama news channel. But like, that holds you to an even higher standard. Like you misreported it. You ruined a 19-year-old's life. I believe you called it grooming. And it's so funny because like now the commentary community that like, that is under like the blanket of Keemstar, because they're kind of friendly with Keemstar, which is fine. They're going ballistic over like some situation going on now with like John Swan. I don't know the specifics, but like John Swan like falsely labeled somebody else a groomer. And it's interesting that you've kept yourself pretty free from criticism from a lot of people in the commentary community, and it's just like it's really just like a perfect sequence of events for you, because you do have a tendency of reaching out to other commentary people to try to befriend them so they won't talk bad about you. That's what you do. You did it to me. I just not going to take the bait, and it doesn't necessarily mean that all these commentary people are actively doing it, but it's kind of like a subconscious thing. Or when you become a friend with somebody, you tend to stay away from criticizing them. And that was your goal when you reached out to me and offered for me to write an article for Drama Alert or something like that. Like, I already knew what it was, right? And so, like, they're not going to call it out because of that. And then, of course, the woke crowd was like, yeah, Carson's bad. So you put yourself in a really good spot to not get criticized. But, like, you actively... Like, you are a heavy contributor to this kid getting canceled. And I've seen you give takes on things before, right? Like, you defended I Show Speed. You don't just present the news. You're a very biased news source. And that's fine. Defend I Show Speed. That's wholly fine. You do you. But don't pretend like you're just reporting the facts when you didn't report the facts of this situation. I'm assuming just to sensationalize it. And when you regularly give your opinion on things, and that's fine. I give my opinion on things too, but I'm not going around saying I'm an objective news source, which is what you're trying to hint that you are.
This other YouTubers have reached out to me saying, yo, Carson's doing a bunch of creepy shit. A very credible YouTuber, right? With a big following, not just some random person, someone who's friends with Carson, someone that lived with Carson. Want to come on doing.
The only question that you have to ask Keemstar right now is, do you think that it's inappropriate for a 19-year-old and a 17-year-old to like interact? That's the only question. All you have to answer. And if you say yes, you think it's appropriate, then nothing that you're saying matters. Well, credible people came forward. In the sphere of the internet, everything is grooming when it's perceived as like inappropriate. Okay, people get like, it's fucking insane. It's insane. I don't understand. You're like, yeah, these YouTubers that exist in the online space where everything is grooming, they came forward. They're very credible. I'm sure they're credible people, but that doesn't mean that they're correct about everything. And as an adult, Keemstar, because you were in like your 30s at the time, I think you still are. You should have better sense than fucking 20-year-olds coming to you about shit. Because all the people that came forward were like 20-year-old, dumb fucking 20-year-olds. Like, you realize you're an adult? I don't understand.
An interview, and
and you intentionally didn't show us the age of Carson and the girl at the time of this engagement, and that's where you fucked up. You're a bad news information source.
Fucking drop some dirt on this dude.
Yeah.
And that's the interview that I fucking did.
Yeah.
Right. We didn't even really know the extent of everything until Carson came out and explained everything.
We didn't know the extent of everything. Well, so don't you think that maybe it's not good to play breaking news game? Because this is the problem with breaking news, where you're like, oh, something happened, I'm going to instantly report without getting the facts. That's what you just basically said. Yeah, we didn't have all the information. I just kind of moved forward with the story. I intentionally left out the ages, of course. And then Carson came forward, and Carson didn't really say much. Carson in a message said like, yeah, I was messaging a 17-year-old when I was a 19, and he felt bad about it, which is totally fine. You can feel as bad as you want. Doesn't make it wrong. Doesn't make it grooming. I don't understand. Like, Carson feeling like he was really in the wrong doesn't mean that like he was in the wrong. There are instances like ignorance to rules or ignorance to the law doesn't excuse you from breaking a law in both directions. You know, if you don't know something is illegal and you do it, you still get punished. If you think something is illegal and you do it, but it's not illegal, you don't get punished. Okay, it's it's like the episode. This might actually really help you a lot, Keemstar. You remember the episode of SpongeBob where they stole a balloon on Free Balloon Day and they got put in jail for like a second and they got released? It's because it was Free Balloon Day. So even though they stole it, they thought they did a bad thing. It was actually not illegal, right? So like maybe you can understand it if I explain it to you in SpongeBob terms. That's basically what we're talking about here, right? Him thinking he did something wrong, especially since my understanding is he has like a history of mental health issues. Like, yeah, I don't doubt that he would get super upset or offended by this. Or I wouldn't doubt that he would think what he was doing is wrong. But like, you're an adult. You're supposed to be like more responsible and understanding of like, yeah, this isn't so bad. 19 and 7, yeah, it's not so bad. If I remember correctly, I believe I heard you saying something in the realms of you don't think an 18-year-old and a 14-year-old is that bad interacting. I remember hearing something about that. And I'm not like, listen, I think it's inappropriate and it shouldn't be a thing, but I also don't think it's like grooming. I think that like generally in society it's considered acceptable, like, you know, if they're in school together. And so like I think it's inappropriate, but I could see where you're coming from. So but it's weird that you'd have that perspective. And correct me if I'm mishearing it, but I remember you talking to some of these people, some of the people in the commentary community, and maybe I'm wrong about it, but it seems weird that you cancel 19-year-old and a 17-year-old interacting when you'd have that take. Again, just for context, I'm pretty sure I heard you say that when I was like listening to other people talk, but I may be misremembering that, but you know, still.
And admitted everything, right?
He didn't admit everything. What did he admit to? Talking to a 17-year-old at 19 doesn't matter if you admit to doing something that's appropriate. You're fucking so stupid.
Right? And you're looking at it after the fact saying, oh, you're trying to cancel a dude. I didn't try to.
You did try to cancel him. And you know what's so funny? This whole thing is in a scenario where he's looking for content to talk about, right? He's like, guys, I don't know what to talk about. Yeah, so you created something to talk about. Yeah, it's incredible.
Cancel fucking anyone. I interviewed someone.
Yeah. Okay.
So your whole argument and criticism is coming from bad faith.
I think you learned debate terms like bad faith, and now you're just using it. It doesn't come from bad faith. You're just unintelligent. Sorry, but
at the very start of this thing, right?
No, not at all. That's not what bad faith means.
I don't know. Get a history book. Get a timeline. Timestamps. Like, I don't know what to do, Papa Comp. But you've been on some bullshit on this Carson thing for a minute, bro.
Yeah, I think it's a really bad precedent to set. Precedent? Whatever. To cancel people who shouldn't be.
And it doesn't, like, your opinions don't match reality of what really took place, homie.
Okay. Sure. So then I responded here. Because there's really no reason to respond. This is how I responded here. Hey, thank you so much. What's up, brother?
Zero Sleepy Panda Zero just resubscribed for 7 months. Welcome back.
Thank you.
Listen, Keemstar, I've already explained to you in detail why you're wrong. Okay, dude?
True.
But next time you respond to me, how about you play a game for like adults instead of fucking Angry Birds, okay? Why don't you get on my level, play Balloons TD6, and like actually try to, pass around 40, dude. I mean, but you'll never hit around 241. I mean, so you're embarrassing.
This is on unpoppable mode, by the way. So there's reality is there was no reason to respond on Twitter because like I'm not gonna do a Twitter back and forth. It's probably one of the dumbest fucking things you could ever do. What is funny though is that I think Keemstar has a habit of not understanding when I make jokes, because one time I think his Drama Alert channel reported that Trisha Paytas had a gender reveal for the baby, and I was like, you can't do that. You need to let the baby choose its own gender when it gets older. And then Keemstar was like, oh my god, you're like a leftist or whatever. It's funny stuff. So trolling Keemstar is kind of funny. Anyway, then he shows somebody else's speed run instead of doing his own playing Mario, so that's illegal.
Yeah, you can't just like avoid the criticism by saying, oh, you already heard my points. I don't even fucking really remember your points.
Okay, if you don't remember my points, then how the fuck are you going to criticize me? Hey, epic Death Noodles moment right here, am I right?
I just remember the altogether attitude from you as Keemstar's trying to cancel Carson. Keemstar's trying to cancel Carson.
Yes.
Bro, I interviewed another YouTuber. I interviewed his friends, and it wasn't a random person.
You know what's so funny? I actually remember his friends were upset with him because he was like a shitty friend. And I remember one person's, I don't remember the name of the person, but they said something along the lines of like we don't really care because he was a bad friend, kind of a thing. So like you interviewed people who don't like him, probably justifiably so. Carson's probably a shitty friend, but being a shitty friend doesn't make you a fucking child molester and a groomer, right? So you need to differentiate. Like if you look at the motives of people and you'd be like, oh, their motives are like they don't really like Carson, so they will bad faith him. They will frame it in bad faith. Right? No, it wasn't Jay Schlatt. I don't think it was Jay Schlatt that said that. It was somebody else. I don't remember his name. It was like Poopy Time or some kind of towel time or something. I don't remember. That was a long time ago. It was like a minute clip. But yeah, and again, these are young people. I think Jay Schlatt's like in his early 20s, and it's like, you know, like these are young people that grew up in the sphere of like online YouTube and Twitter, right? Connor Eats Pants. Yeah, that was actually the one. I think it was Connor Eats Pants. And so they're in this environment, and I know that you would believe that this, like the Twitter environment is insane. Like there's no way that you would think that like Twitter is like insane and full of cancel culture. So of course they have like it wrong. If I'm going to be good faith about your reporting on this, I would say that you were trying to listen to people, maybe like the more left-leaning people on Twitter, and try to be, I don't know. There's really no way to good faith that I think that you came from a really shitty place on this, and that you've never actually been like, you know what, maybe I misreported some of these things. But it's kind of ironic because like you hate Def Noodles because he misreported a lot of stuff, but then you do the same thing, right? Like it seems like you do it every so often, maybe even regularly. I don't watch you enough to, I just watch you when you say dumb shit about rape and like other dumb things. So
it was like his homies. And before I took that interview with that YouTuber, multiple other YouTubers reached out to me and said, Carson's bad. Carson's doing this.
Who cares? A lot of people said that iShowSpeed was bad, but you didn't agree with them. Like you realize that just because people say something about somebody doesn't mean that you lose your ability to think like a human being. Did you think it was bad that at 19 Carson talked to a 17-year-old? At this point, it does nothing. None of this matters. Just say like yes or no. And that's it. Because you know what? Your best argument is like, yeah, I didn't realize the extent of it because I did really bad research on it. And I ended up heavily contributing to the cancellation of a 19-year-old who talked to us, who sexted a 17-year-old. Like, God for fucking bid.
Carson's doing that, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So I wanted to get the scoop. Like, I wanted to figure out what this was about. And
yeah, but you could have done that while not you could have sat there and be like, how old was he? 19, and how old was she? 17? That doesn't sound too bad. Why are you guys all up in arms about it? You could have reported it by also saying that. So
if I remember correctly, we didn't even know the extent of everything until after the interview. Plus, I reached out to Carson for his statement.
I don't know how you could defend yourself by saying we didn't really know what was going on during the interview. Somehow that makes your story better and it makes your story worse. It's just breaking news content at that point.
Whatever, which he never gave one. It's like, dude, every time I hear from you, bro, it's like Keemstar tried to cancel. No, that's not based on reality. These are arguments in bad faith, bro. You're not being honest.
Oh my God, bro. Keemstar. It's embarrassing that you have this level of intellect at 40 years old. That's not even trying to be mean. But I've never met somebody that like really just had this much of a difficult time understanding very basic arguments. I just don't understand. Anyway, I can't believe I can't believe I bullied you into playing a different game. Also, don't talk to me until you hit level 258. That's a fair criticism. We got 258 here on Unpoppable and Balloons. We have a lot of good powers here. It's hard to see what's going on because it's a little bit crowded. But I do have 3 Paragon Towers. I haven't got the Boomerang Monkey Paragon Tower. But I do have 3 Paragon Towers and I think it's called a Black Monkey God Tower, which you get by getting the max upgrade of the Black Super Monkey Tower, which you get by getting the max upgrade on the Dark Knight Super Monkey and the Robot Super Monkey. And then you upgrade this, and then you have to get this by doing 3 classifications of monkeys on the first upgrade that cost 50,000 or more on their last level. And then on the next upgrade, you do all 4 classifications of monkeys with the towers 50,000 or more, right? So you have to understand that. Yeah, so then that upgrades this super monkey to the black super monkey. But you also have to have the talent point in your talent point thing, right? Oh god, someone said, wow, black monkey tower. Bro, it's the black super monkey tower. Shut the fuck up. Okay, vengeful sun god. Thank you. That's a better way to put it. Okay, vengeful sun. I don't know the names. It literally is a black super monkey. Like it's called a super monkey, bro. Look, super monkey balloons TD6. Okay, now obviously, see, it's a super monkey. It's the vengeful sun god. You guys are pieces of shit. Oh, you guys are killing me, bro. You guys are killing me. It does sound bad now that you said that. Anyway, shush. Anyway, I responded with, I can't believe I bullied you playing a different game, which is true. I did bully him into playing a different game. And he didn't even play a different game. He watched somebody else playing it.
Geo, next. Make it out.
Now let's see what we got here.
Dude, listen, make a point. What are you going to do? Say ratio next? Make an actual fucking point, bro. You've been crying about...
It's just so weird. Like, I'm not going to go back and forth on Twitter. Having a Twitter argument. It's the same thing as going back and forth doing a TikTok argument. Like this is embarrassing. Like I'll have a chat with you because like in GameStar's defense, he does seem to talk to smaller content creators. So like I'll give him that. I'll give him the credit for that. But I'll have a chat with you. But like I'm not gonna go on. I'm not doing a back and forth on Twitter. It's boring and stupid. All right. You think that he just wants friends? I could see. You know what's interesting? I could see Keemstar being a decent friend. He's probably a decent friend. That doesn't mean that I think that he's super capable of having the conversation with me. But he seems like a decent friend. You know what I mean? Like a personal friend. He's just one of those friends where like you don't like when politics come up, you say, let's not talk about that. You know what I'm saying? That's it. Is that his reflection? Okay.
This forever. Oh, go cancel another 19-year-old for sexting a 17-year-old. I mean, you've been saying this dumb shit forever, bro. Make an actual point. Stop avoiding the debate. Hey. The arguments that you've been making are not based on reality.
They're very based.
Listen, make a point. What are you gonna do?
Say all right. So then I invited Keemstar to a debate. I posted this picture. This is my custom built lightsaber that I got at Disney. MGM Hollywood Studios. My wife got it for me for my birthday. I did the whole thing. It's pretty cool. I'll talk about it at some point, like through and through. Debate me live, bitch. You know what I'm saying? Looks pretty cool. And then he responded with this. That's a cute response. It says, I have 2 bats with your name on them. So very cool. So maybe I'll talk to Keemstar one day. That would be fine. That'd be fine, you know. But yeah, that's pretty much the summary of what had happened there. Yeah, I mean, that's it. There's nothing much else to say. That's it. There's not much else to say or talk about. Yeah, let me see something because people keep telling me about the. Oh yeah. Let me talk about this now. What is this? Why is this here? Let's see. Let me see something. What's EDP's TikTok? Do you guys know what I have to? If not, I have to go find it. Is this the right one? Did he just get banned on TikTok? Let me see something here. Hot dog. The OG. He might have just got banned. Oh shit. I think I recorded one of his videos. Yup. I did. He got banned. Good. Oh, he did not get banned.
All right, y'all, what's going down?
He didn't get banned, guys. That's unfortunate. I thought he did.
All right, y'all, what's going down with it?
Incredible stuff. Let me go potty first, and then I'll be right back, and then we could talk more about this sussy stuff. Hot dog! Oh, I thought this stupid ass motherfucker got banned. We're back. I was talking to my freaking wife, nerd. Alrighty. Okay. All right, guys. Okay, so this is actually EDP's website. I didn't think it was real. People kept DMing me while I was on vacation, and they're like, Papa God, EDP made a website. Papa God, you got to talk about the website. I was like, it's probably fake. And then I looked at his verified TikTok. Not his. It's his TikTok isn't verified, but I verified this is actually his TikTok. His TikTok. A lot of other people misreported his actual TikTok. There was some random fake person. It was very easy to verify that it wasn't his real TikTok, and they said like, "Hey, this is him," and it actually bothers me a lot because it's big creators that that are good. They're good guys. Like Some Ordinary Gamers and like Moist Critical, and they misreported a TikTok that if you looked at it for a couple minutes, you'd find out it wasn't really his. And they said, like, this is his TikTok. And that's not the issue as much as it is that like now I feel like they're staying away from reporting his actual TikTok because they're like, oh, well, I don't want to beat a dead horse. And I get it, but like this to me is not like content. This is like a predator. Like, you know what I'm saying? This is not the same thing as like talking about Nikocado avocado. Like this is not the same thing. We have a person who's used his platform on Instagram to try to harm children. So it's very different to me, and it's very unfortunate because it's just growing and it frustrates me. That's what it is. And I wish they would be like, oh, maybe they will. Maybe if I look now, they might have said like, oh, EDP has a website. Maybe they don't know. Maybe they've talked about it already. Maybe they feel like it's content, and so they don't want to over talk about the. That's how I feel. That's that. But I can be a little bit cynical sometimes. Anyway, somebody please. I think his other the fake TikTok got banned because it got called out. That's the goal here. Okay, when you have somebody who's used their large platforms to predatorize people, the best solution that we can do is to remove their ability to have large platforms. That's a pretty basic take. Anyway, here you go.
All right, y'all, what's going down with it?
This is literally him. EDP445.com is finally up.
So we finally got the website up. You know what I mean? After a year-long wait, it's been a long-ass fucking time in the making trying to get this website up, but we finally got it up. You know what I mean? More so, it was just due to the right timing, you know, and the timing couldn't be more perfect, especially with the NFL draft right around the corner. You know what I mean? Here on TikTok, you know, you really have to monitor what you say. You really can't say what you want to say. You got.
That's true. However, the funny thing about TikTok, see, on YouTube, you don't have to monitor yourself as much. However, right? And then, so YouTube, you don't have to monitor what you say as much, right? On TikTok, you do. What's interesting, though, is that even though TikTok has high standards of what you can and can't say, they also let you be a pedophile on the platform. And there actually is like a really big issue with people using TikTok to predatorize children. So very interesting. If you look at it from that perspective, it seems like TikTok is like their monitoring system is pure like bullshit, like really a virtue signal. Hey guys, we don't let people say bad things on our platform, but if you want to rape a kid, you know, I can't see that. You know, it's really how this whole thing works. And a lot of TikTok is very reactionary. So TikTok doesn't even care about anything. It's that if you report a video enough, it gets pulled down. That's all that really matters. And so clearly not enough people care about EDP being on the platform because it's not removed.
You guys already know me from back in the day. I used to just say whatever the fuck that I wanted to, you know what I mean, with no remorse, without giving a damn, you know.
Yeah, like when you sent that 13, well, the person who thought that was 13, the poop picture, incredible.
You know what I mean? But here on TikTok, you really can't do that. So the launching of this website, EDP445.com, is actually couldn't come at a more better time, you know what I mean?
Couldn't come. Sounds like it sounds like your problem. Maybe if the website was younger. It's a poorly executed joke, but you knew where I was going there.
On the website, I'll try to do live streaming. Obviously, I'm going to upload videos. Wow. There's going to be a place to.
I think he's still permanently banned on YouTube. Really, YouTube is a better platform than TikTok. Like, really, I would say objectively. I guess it's more of a subjective thing, but for sure, it really is better, man. Like, honestly, just in general, a better platform. They have like they have rules. Even if you don't like them, they have, this is what you can do and can't do. Pretty firm on that. And even if people don't like a particular creator, they won't just ban them on the platform. TikTok is horrible. I mean, it's a terrible platform. And it's not good to their, like, remove me from the equation. Who cares about me or my band? Like, there's a lot of creators who do like a lot of good work for TikTok and they don't get paid at all very well. Like, YouTube gives you like half of the money that you make on ads. I think that's perfectly reasonable. 50-50, that's fair. They keep, you know, they do the infrastructure side and whatnot, and you do like the content creation side. TikTok, it's like they have a creator fund that's a limited amount of money. It's not 50%. I think they did the math and it's like 10% of the ad revenue. It's crazy. And it's like, you know, pay people more.
Oh, there's going to be a place for shout outs. We're going to have merchandise and gear. That's going to be a little bit later on down the road, more so this summer. You know what I mean? It's going to be a great time, man. We're going to have a fucking blast on that website, man. We're going to fucking knock it out the park, you know, and get back to doing what the fuck that I love to once do. You know what I mean? Again, here on TikTok, you really can't say what the fuck.
I don't really hope that you go back to doing what you love to do, because what you love to do is DM people that you think are young girls.
You want to say, you know what I mean? It's basically like you have to walk on eggshells and shit, you know. But
the not the activists we wanted, but the activists we needed to call out TikTok guys.
On that goddamn website, oh man, it's a fucking free for all on that bitch. You know what I mean? So head on over to the website, EDP445.com.
Incredible.
Link to the website will be in the bio. I mean,
great.
Well, on my profile, actually. I mean, if you guys don't can't type in EDP445.com, then that's pretty fucking sad, to be real with you. But yeah, EDP445.com is officially up. I'm going to be posting videos up on there, so head on up over there, share the website, all that bullshit that you guys like to do, and I'll see you up over there, man. Holla back at you, boy.
Incredible. So I did go to the EDP445 website, which means I am now on a federal watch list. Here we go. Welcome to EDP445.com. We in the building, bitch. I'll upload new videos for you guys daily and keep adding new content to keep it fresh. Please follow me on Instagram and TikTok. I'll be streaming live videos soon. Thanks for visiting. That's pretty much it. I'll come shit on your doorstep. Incredible. Let's see.
All right, y'all. What's going down with it? So we finally got the website up.
Great video, EDP. Honestly.
All right, y'all. What's going down
exactly
with it?
What I wanted to say. Okay. This is how I feel about Howie.
All right, so I could finally.
I don't care. Some new gun stuff. Incredible. He's to it. I'll come shit on your doorstep. What is this from? What is this supposed to be? Cameo? Oh, it's a custom shout out link, which doesn't work. Fantastic. Here's some YouTube uploads. Wait, how does he have a YouTube? I thought he was banned on there. I was just somebody else put it up. Hoop Dreams. I guess that's him or something, or somebody else. Is that how it works? You can bypass the system by having someone else own it. Yeah, he's bald like me. Here's him in his shirt. This is a very child-friendly picture. Very nice. Yeah. Okay. Yes, the king is finally back. Jamie T. Burkett. This is ED Goat 445. He told us he'd rise from the fucking ashes. Yes, the king is back. Yes, sir. Let's go. Oh, yeah, the king of the internet is alive. Long way to return. Let's go. Wow, incredible. Yeah, so that's his website. What is there anything we could buy on here, EDP? Let's see. Let me see something. Let's see. None of the URLs work whatsoever. Like, nothing works. You can't even click on the profile button. This whole thing is fucking broken. Okay. Well, there you go. That's his website. Incredible. There's a lot of positive comments. The FBI, I was actually commented. Biggest EDP fan. You're my biggest inspiration. Wow, that is sad. I can't wait for your big return. I've been waiting for 5 years. I've been watching you for 5 years, and you are the best. You give me 5 years of enjoyment with your funny ass videos. I remember a video from 3 years ago where you shit on the Eagles, and you quickly became my biggest inspiration. That's an interesting thing to get inspired by. Fuck the haters, fuck Cold Raven, and fuck these no pussy getting motherfuckers. Dude, the exact line, no pussy getting motherfuckers, is the exact term that like Glendon Cameron uses, who has a very similar issue to EDP. Holy fuck. Like, what the fuck? It's incredible. Like, these people are like, these two have like the same fucking ideology. It's incredible. I'm gonna watch you and your new website as I am eating my favorite dessert. You know your favorites as well. Incredible. That's so incredible stuff. My guy, pretty like a girl. All right. Oh, this is what I wanted to talk about. Here's two things, two bits of cringe that I wanted to talk about. The first is from Libs of TikTok, where this is the pilot announces removal of mask mandate mid-flight. Now, what's very interesting is that the mask mandate removal happened like literally as I boarded my flight from Orlando to come home. So I was wearing my mask on the flight, kind of. And by the time we got home, like I looked at the news because, you know, I'm in airplane mode and it's $8 for internet, like for 3 hour flight. Get out of here. I did it on the way there because I'm a loser. But anyway, and I was like, oh, look, I didn't have to wear a mask. Now, I think it's fine. Like, listen, here's the thing. I wore the mask for the most part in the airport. And like I when I sat down, I took it off. Like, it was whatever. People were pretty relaxed about it. Even on the plane, like I wore it on the plane. I sat down, I would take it down to breathe, and they wouldn't really say anything. So I took it off on the way home a little bit, and nobody really said much. And by the way, if that could get me in trouble, this is just a joke. But anyway, they weren't super strict about it. There was times like when you were waiting on the line to check it, like go through like the security, they were very adamant, like wear your mask. They one guy tried to go through without a mask. I said, where's your mask? He said, oh, I don't have one. He said, you can step aside. Here's a mask. You have to put it on. And he's like, oh, what are you kidding me? And it's like, shut the fuck up. It's not that big of a deal. Like, it is a little annoying, but it's an international airport. It's okay. You'll survive. Okay? You'll survive, although the check-through line took 40 minutes. but you can wear the mask for 40 minutes, okay? You'll survive. It's not that big of a deal, okay? Anyway, they were pretty relaxed about it. It wasn't like a huge deal. But here's the announcement of people through mid-flight.
April 18th, the Biden administration announced that the Transportation Security Administration will no longer enforce the federal mandate requiring masks in all U.S. airports and on-board aircraft.
Embarrassing. Like, bro, when I heard that, I was like, oh, that's cool. Like, I think it's time. I think we're at the point where we can. But dude, could you imagine? Oh. Like, it's just as cringe as when people clap when they land on the plane. It's always white people too. Oh, we made it, bro. We had a pretty high chance of making it. Every time you clap, it makes me wish we didn't make it.
Finally! Effective immediately, masks are optional for all airport employees, crew members, and customers inside U.S. airports and on-board aircraft.
Listen, that's fine. Here's the thing. What I find really interesting is a lot of people complained about the masks on the plane. In my experience, they weren't super strict about whether you did or didn't wear the mask. And I'm going to tell you this too. A lot of people who are like flying on planes, a lot of times, like for instance, my airplane, the pilot, the captain, and the other people, they lived in my area. So like they don't really, a lot of people didn't really care too much about the masks. It wasn't like super impressive. You could sit down and kind of like, bro, if you sat down with the around your chin. There are instances where they would say you have to wear your mask, but for the most part, they were pretty relaxed about it. Especially like, you know, again, like if you're flying from your state somewhere else, for the most part, you're going to get somebody in your state that has like a similar like idea to you. You know, and if you come from fucking Texas, you're going to have a Texas fucking pilot. Yeah. So it's not like that. It's not like you guys were like horribly oppressed. And even if you had to wear your mask the whole flight, it's not that big of a deal. But whatever. I think it's good. It's just like really cringe to clap. But the other one I thought was hilarious is this. It says, this is from Ilan. How do you say her name? Ilan Omar. Anyway, she said, I think my family and I should have a prayer session next time I'm on a plane. How do you think it will end? Probably in a bang. You get what I'm saying? That's a little sussy. Anyway, jokes aside, here's just watch this. First of all, these guys aren't, most people, by the way, are not, this was before the mask mandate was lifted. Nobody's wearing their mask and nobody cares. It shows you what I was saying before. That's my, like, nobody gives a shit about the mask. And you know that this was happening in, like, people from, like, a more conservative state, because nobody's going to get on a plane and sing Jesus music outside of people who are, like, live in, like, a more conservative state. So. This is me, by the way. This guy right here is me. So a lot of people are like enjoying it. They're recording it. You know, like this guy is literally me. Just like, bro, are you fucking kidding me? Especially right next to me. You know what I mean? I'm sitting here. She's smiling like, oh, okay, but you know she doesn't like this shit. And then look at this guy. These guys are like all like they're so happy about it. They're recording. She's singing right here. Weirdo. She's feeling it. I think she might. Oh, she's singing too. You can see her lips moving. This guy's like praying, or maybe he's just sitting forward like, God, please make it stop. That's how I would be praying. Yeah. Somebody said if this was New York, if they tell him shut up, let me tell you, I would say you guys shut the fuck up, please. That's what I would have said. When I went to Florida, the people were so nice. A lot of people were very, very nice there. Except for the person for my rental car. I got a rental car from Thrifty. It was absolute bullshit. I'm never going to use that rental car service again. My wife, she got it through her benefits at work, so it was like a discount. We get there, and they're like, "Oh, you need to leave a credit card." Totally understandable. So I give. They said like she gives her the debit card because she did it under her name. They're like, "Oh, we can't take a debit card." So I was like, "Okay, well here's my credit card. I have a credit card, no problem." It's like, "Oh, okay." And then they had to take my license. They're like, "Okay, well since we couldn't use her credit card, we have to add you or her as a co-signer or a co-driver, a secondary driver. So it's going to cost you $13 a day." We did like a 7-day trip. I think it was 7 days or maybe it was 6 days. No, I think it was 7-day rent a car. So now it's going to cost you like an extra $80 or $91. So it's like, why? They're like, we have to do it or else we won't get paid from Plum Benefits because her names are on there. I was like, okay, whatever, I'll do it. After she took our money, she's like, yeah, I could have changed the names, but it would have taken me a while. I was like, are you fucking kidding me? So I'm never using Thrifty again as a car service or Dollar. I think there's one called like Dollar or something. It's like I'm just never going to use them again. And like the funny thing is, like my wife and I we're going to be going to Florida again to visit her grandmother in August. So I'm going to be going, and we're going to be going there for like 2 or 3 days. And you know what? I'm going to go back to Disney for like 1 or 2 days just for like a fun little thing. We had so much fun. So like I'm going to be going back there again. I'm renting another car, and then we're planning another trip. We loved Disney. It was so much fun. This was like my wife hasn't gone on vacation since she was like a young girl. So we're going to go probably in January to February-ish when it's like the least busy. So like we're going to be going there probably like possibly once a year to Florida to go to either Universal or Disney. So like that's a lot of service that you're going to lose because of this fucking asshole who wanted to con me out of $91 when I already paid $700 for the fucking car for the week. So it's like, why would you even do that? Like you fucking idiot. But that's how they want to operate their business. So I'm going to go to somewhere else. I'm probably going to go to Hertz or something. So, you know, that $91 was probably really worth it, huh? Anyway, this shit was cringe. That's it. That's all I wanted to say. You know, I actually saw Christian Walker said something like insane on there. I forget what it was. I don't even care though. He just said some crazy stuff. Let me see if I can find it. It was just like insane, man. It was insane. You guys can listen to this while I look for the tweet. It's right here. I found it. I'm not sure if I'm happy about not having to wear a mask on the plane, which I'm pretty happy about, by the way. Or happier, I'll probably still wear it on the plane and then like take it off when I sit down, or happier about the flight attendants not being able to run around screaming like the dictators of the sky. Listen, bro, I doubt that you've ever been on an air. Well, you live in California. They might have been a little bit more stressful about it, but shut the fuck up, bro. It's not that big of a deal. You guys act like wearing a fucking mask is like the most oppressive thing that's ever happened in your life. You know, I'm gonna play the alerts. I haven't played with them in a while. So much content to go through.
Sweep just subscribed.
Thank you for the sub, brother. I've gotten these in like half an hour. Sorry, guys.
Oz Zerum Guy 64 just subscribed.
Thanks, brother.
Sabrina 871565 just subscribed.
Oh, thank you so much for the sub. Am I uploading the Christian thing? Oh, you reminded me about that, bro.
King 7777 just resubscribed for 19 months.
Hey, thank you so much for the sub, brother. 19 months, Jesus. 1 second.
Intergalactic just gifted 1 subs.
The new Tucker Carlson documentary. Thank you so much for the sub. Okay, yeah, I have that first part to that like 58-part Christian series. I uploaded on my main channel, but I never posted it. Right? But I haven't posted it. So I was gonna post it on my main channel, but I'm thinking I'm gonna put it on my alt channel. I just need like I just want to like I have to transition that, but I've been like I forgot about that. Have I seen Drew comment on every video about me? I knew someone was gonna ask about that. I should probably find those videos. You know what? I'm a mug-blooded American, you hear? These freedom-loving veins love nothing but root beer. Doctor diagnosed me with a form of epilepsy. Doctor told me that the cure was made by Pepsi. I'll be your one-up girl. Give me a second. I have to figure out how to get to open TikTok. What does this mean? What do these words mean? Wait, is there a QR code? Okay. Scan. Sorry, guys. Just give me a second. Why isn't it working? Why is it not working? Come on, you bitch. Bro, this is so annoying. This is so fucking stupid. I'm trying to get this to work. Oh, I see. Well, is this gonna work now? Bro, this is crazy. Hold on a second. Like I'm like locked into like feeling like I have to do this now. It's making me shit my pants, you know. See. Try it now. Dude, sideways? Like what the fuck? Bro, I'm gonna blow my brains out. Wait, tap to turn the light on? Bro, this is incredible. This is fucking crazy. I'm trying to log in on my new thing. I'm gonna get it. Give me a minute. I have to get it. Ugh. All right, let's try that. Now we'll photo. Invalid QR code. What the fuck? Ow. All right, we'll try one more time. If it doesn't work, I'm just gonna have to, I forget. I have to. I guess I'm just gonna have to log in normally, like a normal human being, after trying this for so long. Let's see. Log in. Use my fucking thing. What the fuck is this? I'm a mug-blooded American, you hear? He's freed in love and veins of nothing but root beer. What the hell was that? All right, let's see if I can find this. All right, we finally got it. All right. Oh, that wasn't what I want to show you, but we did it. All right. Yeah, I'll have to call my grandson for help. All right. So somebody said Papa got... did you see that Drew... I think it's a Fuelo. I really just don't know how to say it. It's not like a disrespectful thing. Apparently, okay. On my TikTok, this is like my meme account, but I decided to start posting plugs for my YouTube on here. Basically, all I do is like I just put the thumbnail of the video with like the name of the video there, like the title of it. And I give a quick little recap on like what's happening, and I direct you to my YouTube if you wanted to watch it. So I posted this. My stream have been asking me to weigh in on Drew. For context, I don't know how to say her last name. I'm very sorry. And my full perspective can be found on my YouTube. But after watching a good amount of her content, I came to this conclusion. First and foremost, a lot of the people that seem to call her out, mostly younger men, tend to just hold this argument that she's just bad and annoying, which I think is an incredibly lazy perspective. Secondly, I think that there's a reason I think this is it.
A fualo.
Oh, a fualo?
A fualo.
A fuelo. I'm just looking at like a how to pronounce.com. Okay, whatever.
That she exists. The biggest thing is because there are people who just make unnecessary comments about women's looks. For instance, I watched a video where some young girl was just doing her makeup and some young man decided that he was going to weigh in and just be like, this is why we don't like women, because they're so fake. Believe it or not, you don't need to make unwarranted comments about people's bodies. That being said, as I further investigated, I found some very problematic content, specifically in the hypocrisy in which that Drew engages. For instance, I watched a video where two young guys were just making a joke about how I think their girlfriends should sign up for the draft because they love fighting. And instead of making a joke in return, Drew went on a 3-minute tirade just body shaming them, which is completely hypocritical considering her content is about calling out body shaming. I watched another video where another young guy used the trend to say, when I see an attractive girl, or I believe he used the word pretty, that doesn't lift, she says no thank you. However, when he sees an attractive girl that does lift, he likes that. And again, Drew went on a 3-minute tirade just body shaming this young man. Again, there's no problem with lighthearted jokes in reverse, but the intensity in which she calls people out in an unjustifiable manner is very unfortunate, especially since I did see her engagement with Fresh and Fit, which, if for people who know my YouTube, they've personally DMCA'd me multiple times because they're afraid of me. And really any other person that's a man. Lastly, I want to say my wife likes her a lot. And talking to her, I understand why, despite the fact that she is really morally and logically misaligned when it comes to creating her content, her existence does exist because, frankly, women are just really tired of men making comments about them, especially in online spaces where they're generally protected and the content is signal boosted. So this is a reversal of the oppression type of a scenario, which is, frankly, is still wrong regardless, but I do understand it. Either way, what I'm going to end with is this. It's really disappointing in the way that Drew interacts in her content. I do find it incredibly hypocritical. I think that she's incredibly polarizing and divisive. And I think the fact that TikTok verified her, which means that they're completely endorsing this really inappropriate behavior, is incredibly unfortunate, especially considering I was also verified and I was banned for similar behavior in the opposite direction, though my content was worse. I mean, let's just be honest. This isn't me calling for some kind of deplatforming. That would be stupid. It would just be nice if there was some consistency when people made content, and it would also be nice if we all didn't just have rage boners for hatred. So
basically all I'm saying here is, like, I get why Drew exists, but sometimes when she's like, I call it when it's in like content drought, like she just makes up, like, bro, she'll just find things to complain about that aren't like realistic. Like, again, there was a guy who made fun of, like, made a joke like, oh, I think I'll sign my girlfriend up for the draft because she likes to fight. Like, and then she decided to go on a tirade body shaming them. Okay. I know that she has this whole perspective of, like, if you go low, I go lower. That's fine. But there's a difference between a lighthearted joke that's not like destroying all women versus like an actual, like, we'll say misogyny. It's not misogynistic to make a joke about, like, signing your girlfriend for the draft. There's another guy who used the trend, and I think to say that, like, pretty girls who don't, he used the word pretty, who don't lift, like, that's trash. But that's how the audio works. We know how TikTok audios work. Like, you will generally try to fit a scenario into an audio that exists because it's popular. So the audio uses the term trash, but obviously him calling them pretty is a sign of, like, respect. So he's trying to say, like, oh, pretty girls who don't work out, I don't like that, but pretty girls who do work out, I like that, saying that he likes to work out. And again, she went on like a 3-minute rampage, like body shaming him. It's just, it's an excuse. It's just an excuse to, it's real, like, those are not instances of them being, like, misogynistic in any capacity. And that's the problem, where there's times where, like, yeah, sure, like the one kid that was making fun of the girl's makeup, like, yeah, go as far down as you want. But I don't care if you go lower. I don't care if you have a disproportionate response. Do your thing. But you're forcing scenarios that aren't misogynistic, and you're labeling them as misogynistic so that you can sensationalize it and you can be hyperbolic so you can maintain your audience. Your entire audience is just like a perpetuation, like riding off of fear or hatred of other people. And I know people really get off to that kind of stuff, so that's cool, but, like, that's all you're doing. That's fine. I'm just saying that was my take on Drew when people asked. Anyway, I got video responses to it. And I watched them and I was like, I think I talked about it on stream the other day, but I don't really care a lot. But people mentioned it today, so, like, sure, we'll go through some of them. There's like, they're down here a bit more. We'll go down a bit more if I can find them. I don't know. Maybe we'll just go through them in, like, order because I don't know where the rest of them are. Or the, like, reverse order. This is T Blizzy. I remember her on TikTok. Not a particular fan. But okay, let's see what we got here.
Pointing in the way that Drew interacts in her content. I do find it incredibly hypocritical. I think that she's incredibly polarizing and divisive. Obviously. And I think the fact that TikTok verified her, which means that they're completely endorsing this really inappropriate behavior, is incredibly unfortunate, especially considering I was also verified and I was banned for similar behavior in the opposite direction, though my content was worse.
Why was your content worse? Let's explore that. Take a quick look.
Okay.
Look-see at this building. Let's apply this building to our current societal standards and structures. Placing men up here and women down here. Obviously, it's way more common.
Oh, I would have went with it was like worse because I was making jokes. I was making videos that were like jokes. But the intention behind the jokes weren't like there. Like the intentions behind the jokes were more negative. Here's the thing. I don't think that jokes are inherently an issue. I think that when you could tell somebody's not necessarily joking, that's where the problem really starts to come out. And the problem is that I was held to an incredibly high standard because I was a commentary creator that people like respected. Of course, like that's the reality. I was the biggest commentary creator on TikTok. And I got to a point where like my takes started to become trash and people didn't like that. And that's fair enough. The intensity of what I said wasn't actually was probably equal, probably not even as bad as what Drew said. But because I was held to a higher standard, because I was like a social political commentary TikTok creator, that was like the largest and verified commentary creator on TikTok. I was held to a very high standard, and I took advantage of that, and I spoke poorly, and I destroyed my reputation on TikTok. That's why. It doesn't. You're going to get into this whole conversation about the way that I don't know what you're going to say. You're going to say that well, because you're a man, you have more social power. Go ahead.
And that, but just bear with me. Now, let's say we get into a little tussle and we start throwing rocks at each other. What do you think is going to hurt more? Men throwing rocks at women from up here, or women throwing rocks at men from down here? Throwing up versus throwing down. Punch.
So here's the reality. The punching down argument is really stupid, and here's why. If your argument is that men hold societal power so that then when they make jokes, it hurts women more than when women make jokes. When you retract and you understand how these things work, what you're effectively saying is that by Drew being hyperbolic and actually doing the same thing just as bad as what some men do, the response is going to be more misogyny. So her being a misandrist against men who don't deserve it, some do, but some don't, is just going to encourage more misogyny towards women. So she's actually having a negative impact on women on the platform of TikTok. That's so you just kind of nay-nayed yourself a little bit with that if you really think about it in a critical sense. But again, my bigger issue is when she goes after people who she shouldn't be. Fundamentally, her argument is just saying hey, excuse me, I have a little burp. Fundamentally, what Drew's trying to do is she's trying to call out bad people, misogynistic men, and I think that's fine. But when you call out men who aren't misogynistic, you're just going you're trying to say that they are when they're not. You're just doing what you're trying to call out. That's it.
Punching up versus punching down. Sir, your content was worse because you were punching down.
No.
You're a white cishet man.
Yeah, I now remember why I didn't like her. She just weaponizes identities. That's why people don't tend to take her very seriously. But okay.
The most privileged of them all, being racist, homophobic, transphobic, etc. Okay. You were always going to be punching down when you make content like
That's not why I got banned, but okay.
Like that. Drew is always going to be.
It's very interesting when people don't even understand what was so bad about my content. Because to me, it's if you thought my content was bad, you didn't even understand why it was bad. Your whole argument is that men can't make jokes because they're men. That's not the same thing as people had a higher expectation of me, and I was taking advantage of that, and I was being shitty. Those are two different things. And the jokes were no longer really jokes. The jokes had negative intentions against them. That's the issue. And you don't even understand what you're saying. So it's kind of embarrassing for you, but okay.
Be punching up. All she's doing.
Yeah, somebody said your content was bad because I couldn't tell that you were joking anymore. Exactly. That's what was so bad. So back in the day, I'd make fun, lighthearted jokes, and people were he's being goofy. But then they became people started to be oh wow, these are are you being serious? And that's where the problem comes in, because people no longer realize I was joking, because part of me wasn't anymore, and that's obviously a part of my past that I'm ashamed of.
is responding to misogyny, responding to bigotry. Let me ask you a question though. What do you expect from her? Like, what would you want her to do?
Well, I was pretty clear in my video, if you actually watched it, just to not call out the ones that aren't doing anything wrong. That's it. Like, maintain the same platform. Just don't call out the ones who aren't doing anything wrong. That's it. Like, that's it. There's nothing that's like super hot take about that.
Would you prefer she sit these men down and say, hey,
no,
what you're doing is wrong, and let me educate you on how to be better in a nice, kind way?
No, I don't care about that.
Y'all are so weird with that, specifically the white cishet ones, because y'all will throw a rock at someone and it will hit them and it will hurt them. And the moment they pick up that same rock and throw it right back at you, you have a problem. And you have the mendacity to tell Drew and expect Drew to catch the rock that was thrown and then walk it back to you and say, hey,
okay,
don't be throwing rocks. What you're doing is wrong. Rethink it. If you want her to stop throwing the rock back,
okay,
stop throwing it in the first place and work on your misogyny.
So yeah, you know, again, you didn't even understand what I was saying. You didn't get the point, and that's fine. It's just like a little, I don't know, it feels a little embarrassing for you to not respond to what I'm actually saying. That's the bigger, but you know, you do you. So that was the first of the, or that was like the last of the responses. They didn't even tag me in the video. They did tag Drew though, and it kind of is obvious that they're just looking for attention from Drew, and that's their primary motivation for calling me out. They don't really care about who I was, what I said, or what I did wrong. Because if they did, they would have been more educated on like why my content was bad. But they're not. Here's another one. I gotta just like try to pull these.
Okay,
out.
So I'm gonna play a little bit of something, and then I'm gonna come back and talk about it.
Okay.
The fact that she is really morally and logically misaligned when it comes to
come on, play. What the hell?
Creating her content. Her existence does exist because, frankly, women are just really tired of men making comments about them, especially in online spaces where they're just...
Isn't it funny that like I acknowledged their argument and they still just like... like they still misrepresented me? Isn't that incredible?
Generally protected, and the content is signal boosted. So this is a reversal of the oppression type of a scenario, which is, frankly, is still wrong regardless, but I do understand it. Either way, what I'm going to end with is this. It's really...
you know, re-listening to this is a pretty understanding take here. It's a little... like I had a pretty level-headed understanding take.
Disappointing in the way that Drew interacts in her content. I do find it incredibly hypocritical. I think that she's incredibly polarizing and divisive. And I think the fact that TikTok verified her, which means that they're completely endorsing this really inappropriate behavior, is incredibly...
I love watching my own videos over and over again. It's my favorite.
Unfortunate.
So this guy did say that he has a whole YouTube video dedicated to his feelings on Drew. All that shit. I didn't watch it because I don't have the time, and I feel like I got enough out of this TikTok to respond.
That's probably fair because I try to be as pretty in-depth on the TikTok as I possibly can, but okay.
And I hear you, dog, because people get on this app all the time and say whatever the fuck they want about women all the time.
Yeah, true.
People have accounts that are solely dedicated to talking shit about women all the time, no matter what kind of women it is. It's just women in general.
Yeah.
And I hear you say that. I hear you acknowledge that.
Yeah.
But I also hear you turn around and say you don't like the way that Drew's content is because it's illogical and hypocritical and is not very moral.
No, maybe I'm just miscommunicating. That's not my point. My point is that she calls out people who don't deserve it sometimes. That's literally the entire point of what I was trying to say.
That's not the direct thing that he said, but that's pretty much what the TikTok said. Okay. And the thing I want to add to this whole conversation is that not everybody has the same moral compass. Not everybody feels like we have to always respond the most moral way in regards to somebody who says some nasty shit about us.
Okay, that's fair, but I just think you're wrong. Like that's so the thing is that like obviously Drew is using her moral compass to call people out based on their misogyny, and I'm using my core moral compass to call people out based on like their hypocritical nature. If your outcome is trying to reduce negative impact or is trying to call misogynistic men out, because overall I would imagine the reason that you're doing that is to try to like have a net reduction in the amount of misogyny. Being misandrist to people specifically who don't deserve it is just going to have the negative impact of increasing the amount of misogyny, because like we talked about before, since there is like a power dynamic for men that works in their favor, they're like, you argue that they're going to be more signal boosted when they say misogynist or misogynistic shit. And there's also already a community of more people doing that in a more like, you know, not understanding way, but in a more like signal boosted way. It's more appropriate way. So she's just increasing the amount of misogyny on the platform by going after people who aren't misogynists. That's the point. But okay.
Yes. And the response is what we would call keeping the same energy. Now, Drew's delivery might be a little harsh, but
it's very unfortunate. It's very frustrating when people just aren't understanding the point of what I'm saying. It's just frustrating. I mean, maybe I communicated it wrong, but you're not arguing you're not even responding to what I said. You're just creating an argument that I didn't make. Like maybe I communicated it wrong. Maybe I communicated it wrong. Maybe it was like too nuanced of a take. Like I'm not criticizing their intelligence, because I think that it wasn't like a normal take. I think when people like my take would, when you listen to it, a lot of people probably just go like, oh, it's another like white guy talking about shit. Like he's probably going to have like the same take, and they're not really listening in the way I was trying to say it. But like, then again, maybe I just miscommunicated. I don't know.
It's anything shy of keeping the same energy.
But okay.
Which is why I like her content personally.
Okay.
Because if somebody gets on here and calls me a fat ass and I turn around and say, well, you're a bald bitch. Is it body shaming? Yes. But is it keeping the same energy? Yes. Like, I don't understand how people think that they can step in the ring and say some rude ass shit to somebody or say something that is just unprovoked completely.
Yeah, at least she's respectful in her understanding of what I'm saying, but
the person and expect them to have some kind of leniency or decency or take the moral high ground in their response. Because if someone came to me and was like, I think you should lose weight because it's going to make you healthier, which is something that I hear all the fucking time, because those comments are...
I need to lose weight. It would make me healthier.
Something that I see a lot, and because they're quite triggering, I'm not going to respond to you in the most moral way.
Okay.
I'm probably going to say, shut the fuck up and stop offering me advice that I didn't ask for.
Okay.
Are those two levels of response? Yes. But when you come and you give unwarranted opinions about people, you cannot control how they respond. And I think it's wild for people to expect anything less of the shit she says, honestly.
Well, that wasn't at all really what I said. So nice video. Thanks for being respectful. But okay. Then this person here. So next up.
Is this you?
Yeah, that's me. I look the same in all the pictures. Except I got this cutting off my bald head. Pretty smart move, huh?
The fact that you said that you got banned because your content was way worse than Drew's. My dude.
What?
She picks on misogynistic little boys and men.
What does that have to do with what I said? Okay.
Whereas you had predatory pedophile behavior.
That's not true at all. So I'm trigger warning. I'm gonna try to be nice, but I'm probably gonna evaporate. No, I'll probably try to be nice. I've done more than most other people to try to call out and deplatform predators. I've been very active in the deplatforming of 2 actual predatory individuals. So this argument that I'm like a predator, you're just a fucking moron. I just need you to understand that, my dude. So like that's probably the most frustrating part, but okay.
Let's have a look, shall we? Because I haven't forgotten who you are.
Okay.
Now let's start off.
Incredible. What did we take a look at? Were you trying to put the video of me in there where I said if she's old enough to bleed, she's old enough to bleed? Thank you very much, Andre Lopez, for the advice. Is that what she was trying to put in there? Because she just didn't put it in. Yeah, so that was like an inappropriate joke. But I used it to try to call out somebody who at the time was like 23, who's allegedly slept with a 14-year-old. It was a miss. It was a bad joke. I shouldn't have made that joke. But like this whole argument that like I'm a fucking pedophile because of that is insane. Especially since you'd imagine that people who were actual pedophiles probably wouldn't make the joke because they'd be too like afraid of like self-reporting. It was a bad joke meant to call out somebody who potentially did a bad thing. Okay. Why don't you guys ever talk about the time I helped deplatform Joe Rogan or Gemini when it comes down to this? It's because you guys don't really care. That's the reality. It's like you guys use this as like a virtue signal. You don't really care about like children. You know, like you don't really care about actual like predators or anything. Because I call about them out a lot. Like that's one of the big thing I do on my thing. I call them out a lot. I talk a lot about sexual assault culture, things like that. But it's like Jesus Christ.
With the joke you made where you said if she's old enough to bleed, she's old enough to breathe.
Yeah.
Here is you admitting what you said.
Isn't it crazy how like I'll make a video admitting that I did a bad thing and they're like, look at this guy. How'd you find out that he was wrong? He admitted it! Oh, okay. Well.
Making the joke that if she's old enough to bleed, she's old enough to breed.
Video after video after video after video after video after video.
What is that?
Of this man, shirtless, duetting young people.
I was not expecting that. What? Like, yeah, I used to do all my videos shirtless because when I get home, I usually get like in my shirt, I wear like my boxer shorts and maybe like a pair of basketball shorts. Most of these people aren't even underage. I don't think any of them are. Let's see if I can remember what these videos are about. This woman is like literally like 60 years old. This is like some person getting plastic surgeries. They're probably of age. This is Donald Trump. This I have a shirt on, and I have a shirt on here and here and here and here. So these 5 videos I have shirts on. None of these people are underage, but still. Okay. Like, this has 5.7 million views. Wow. I always used to be incredible. Anyway, this is me. I have a shirt on, a shirt on, a shirt on, a shirt on. This is me calling out George Floyd dolls as it was fucked up. Yeah, I have my shirt off. I was just, I guess, lazy. I mean, I don't know what else to tell you. But okay.
After video.
Incredible.
After video.
Incredible.
After video. After video. Of this man, shirtless, duetting young people.
Wow, incredible. That obviously meant that I wanted to rape a child because I had my fucking shirt off in a video when responding to, like, everybody here is an adult. Like, I don't know what you're saying. Here's what's funny though. If you look back here, this video, that's Andre Lopez. This is me calling out Andre Lopez in this video in like a more informed take. How funny is that? This is the guy that I was referring to in that joke.
Shirtless.
Sure.
And then he thinks it's funny to say if she's young enough to bleed, she's young enough to breed.
Couldn't you just use the right words? You showed a video of me like saying that the joke in your video. Don't you think you could have got the words right? Like, this is weird.
Please explain to me what's funny about that. Or what am I missing?
What's happening here? Who's coughing there? Wait, did she record this video and then just... Why? Okay.
Where's the joke? And then there's over 2 million people.
I mean, I explained that.
Following him and liking his videos.
No, not anymore. Not anymore. I have only like 180,000. But YouTube's much better. But okay.
And you think there's nothing wrong with this world? There's no misogyny? Women shouldn't get angry at men because it's man-hating?
No, I actually said I understand why women are getting mad at men in my video. But okay.
Yeah. Clearly.
Do you understand how banning works?
Betting?
You were banned.
Oh, banning. Okay.
Why are you back?
Well, banning, so like, I mean, it depends on what kind of a brain dead fucking idiot take you want to have. The reason I got banned, right? I got banned. That means that, hey, you're doing a wrong thing. I don't think that it means you should never be able to come back. That would be weird. Right? Like, you're supposed to get punished so that you like can learn from your mistakes and come back and be like, oh, let me be a better person. You know, that's what usually will happen. Okay.
Why are you back?
Because I can be back, bitch. You know what I'm saying?
Is this you?
Okay, that was my favorite one so far because this was probably the dumbest fucking take I've ever heard out of any of the other ones. But okay. Okay, next one.
Running in the way that
I haven't watched all these. I watched some of these. A lot of these are long, bro. People are really. This one's only. Don't want to watch. It's only has 7 likes. I'm not trying to be rude, but like I kind of don't want to watch the smaller ones. I'll put it at the end and maybe I'll watch it later.
Very problematic.
This has like 53 likes. Like I might watch it. I just like, you know, I'd rather get to ones that are actually okay, so this is like a smaller amount. I don't really care necessarily.
Either way.
All right, this person has. Hold on. I want to find the ones. Okay, so Drew Afuelo, I think that's how you say her name. She commented on this one, says, I love and appreciate you. I think I watched this already. I watched this one already. I'm not going to rewatch it because it's 3 minutes, but I'm going to tell you that like the TLDR was like, I don't think that she didn't understand what I was saying, like most other people were saying. But she did make a good point in her credit. I think it's a her. Yeah, I think so. To her credit, she made a good point. So she's like, oh, sometimes people just make mistakes. And I was like, okay, that's fair. I don't know how much of her content is like accurately calling out like shitty men versus like making like stretching decent guys into shitty men. So maybe that the ones I watched just happened to be, I watched like 10 videos and like the ones I guess I watched, maybe they just happened to be outliers. I don't really know. But that was what she had said. So I'm not gonna watch the whole thing, but you know, Drew did comment under that. Then this guy commented, his is 2 minutes, but I think it's kind of funny, so I'm gonna watch it.
What I'm gonna end with is this: it's really disappointing in the way that Drew interacts in her content. I do find it incredibly hypocritical. I think that she's incredibly polarizing.
I love listening to myself over and over and over again.
Verified her, which means that they're completely endorsing this really inappropriate behavior, is incredibly unfortunate, especially considering I was also verified and I was banned for similar behavior in the opposite direction, though my content was worse. I mean, let's just...
It's so weird that they show like actually like they're not even cutting the clips up in like the worst light possible. They're cutting them up in like you'd think people would be like, oh, okay, this guy seems like he's coming from like a decent place. But
to be honest, this isn't me calling for some kind of deplatforming. Okay. That would be stupid. It would just be nice if there was some consistency.
I always got your back, bestie.
And it would also be nice if we all didn't just...
I'ma drag the shit out you. As most of y'all know, Drew and I, mutuals, love that bitch. Love her with all of my pussy. And
okay.
The thing...
I guess this is just desperate for her attention. Oh, she responded, I love you, heart. That's very nice. Oh, it's so nice. At least you got the attention that you desperately wanted from her by calling me out. It is weird that she hasn't called me out herself, though. And the reason I say that is like, okay, on the like, so first of all, she calls out shitty men. So the fact that she hasn't called me out, even though I called her out, suggests to me that I guess maybe she's a little, like, I don't know, I wouldn't say afraid, but she has to know that I have like a good point. Because she calls out people that are big or small, and I'm certainly very fat and large. No, but I'm a smaller TikTok creator, obviously. I think I only have like 10,000 followers on that account that I had on there. My video got like 100,000. But so it's weird that she's not calling me out. That's because I mean I fit the standard. I wonder why. I mean, I don't really care, but it's very interesting. I mean, maybe she just knows that I have a decent point, or maybe she's afraid that I'll actually respond with like a reasonable, level-headed way. Maybe she knows that I can just make YouTube content out of it. I don't know. Anyway,
thing is,
he's shirtless. Cancel this guy. Cancel this guy. He's in a shirt. My audience is young children. Cancel this guy. I don't know.
Everything he said was purely misogynistic.
Not really, but okay.
Because Drew said from the fucking beginning, if you go low, she's gonna go to hell.
Okay.
She's not a nice person.
Okay.
And I live for it. All Drew is doing is matching the energy.
Okay.
Men decide to be misogynistic, fat-phobic, and so on.
Again, like some of them just aren't, and that's my problem. But we've reiterated that point 100 times.
And so forth. Drew does the same shit back. Why? Because she literally said this shit. She's not nice.
Pretty cool.
You saying that insinuates Drew has to be nice to the people that are actively oppressing her and other women. And she does not.
That's not what I said.
Like, it's giving, what's that taste, y'all? It's giving white supremacy. Like, it's giving...
Yup, it's giving white supremacy vibes? What the fuck? Holy shit. How is it giving white supremacy vibes? Bro, this is people, everything is white supremacy now. Incredible. Okay, maybe he'll explain that.
Because y'all do the same exact shit when you tell how black people should react to certain things when it comes to racism. For example.
What? I mean, some people do that. I don't know if I'd call that white supremacy. I'd call that like racial ignorance. But when did I... Okay, because he thinks, because he's on... Okay, hold on. First of all, I should have... Okay, they, NB, so they're non-binary. They think my point was that they need to that Drew needs to respond better to the hatred. That's not my point. My point is that there are times where she goes after people who don't deserve it. Do whatever you want, the ones that do deserve it. So that's where this person is coming from. Okay,
white people.
Just a place of unintelligence.
People used to call us the N-word all the time. Used to disrespect us all the time. Now we came up for words for white people, and a lot of them.
Cool.
And people are like, that's not how you solve the problem. Just tell people to stop saying the word nicely. Why the fuck do I have to be nice to my oppressor?
Okay.
Why? This don't make no sense.
Okay.
So you, a man, should not tone police how a woman should react to certain things.
I'm not tone policing her, but okay.
So respectfully, I'm gonna need you to stop talking.
Okay.
Thank you. Bye.
Oh, you really got me there. Okay. You can see most of them are the exact same.
Oh no, Drew's
What is this?
using her platform to clap back at narcissistic.
All right, this is another Lo-Fi video. I don't really feel like watching it. Sorry.
So this is a reversal of the oppression type.
Oh, so Drew commented on this. I think I might have watched this one. It's short. We'll watch it again. Drew commented on it. She said, a cishet white man trying to say my existence on the app means they're being oppressed. The cognitive dissonance be a few. I never said that. Later found out my man's just angry because he got his TikTok verification taken away and he said much more divisive comments. He's a big telling on himself. That's a weird way that this person phrased it. Later, they found out that I was upset that I lost my verification. And then the question is like, well, where'd you find that out? Oh, he's big telling on himself. So you found out from me that I got deplatformed. Well, how is that like an own on me? Like, I found this out later through my investigative research of watching his video. Like, okay. Must be an easy life to live, huh? My jokes are something the creator consider hardship by. So here's the thing. What I was saying, like the reversal of the oppression type thing, like I was just making a point about how like again, when it comes to the videos that guys don't deserve to be called out on, right? It's more about like you going after men, being a misandrist, going after men rather than actually calling out shitty male behavior, right? There are times she does that, but we made the point 100 times, right? And I was just using that as like the argument. The reality though is, like I said before, is like if you are being inaccurate, if you're not responding to if you're responding, you're doing the same thing that some of these guys that you call out do on other guys, and that's just going to create more misogyny, and people are going to feel justified in their misogyny. You're having a net loss impact when it comes to this shit, when it comes to like, especially in the online sphere. Just letting you know that. But okay, let's see. It's only a minute.
Type of a scenario, which frankly is still wrong regardless, but I do understand it.
Yeah.
This isn't about Drew. This is about my personal perspective on all these like white male leftist bearded Voshes.
Vosh, that's insulting.
Twitch streaming individuals on the internet.
Okay.
I don't know if y'all know this, but anytime you guys try and remark what marginalized communities should be doing better or how they should be aligning to your worldview, even when you're correct, and most of the time you're not, because you fail to include so many nuances.
Like what? Explain.
But when you do that, it comes off exceptionally inauthentic, dismissive, and tone deaf. Like, what was the point of you posting that video?
To plug my YouTube video where I go into this for like an hour.
To say that you didn't like the way in which Drew goes about calling out men?
No, I mean, I said why 100 times.
To say that she's divisive, but then also calling out the divisiveness of the men that she comments on? Also not exploring any of her rhetoric on why she says what she says? The math isn't math.
But I acknowledge all of that in my video, even in my summary, but okay.
Take a step back.
So this is
all right, so obviously pretty brain dead take there, but that's okay. Drew liked that video a lot. They'll do everything but listen. You know what is kind of funny though? If I go to my TikTok here, let me see. How do I go back on TikTok?
Reversal of the oppression type of a
It's
scenario.
so interesting. It's so interesting because like it's interesting that they watched this video and they got their take on that. Here's a like what this is a kind of like the funny thing, right? So I only have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What is this?
Listen.
Oh, okay. That's a whatever. There's 5 videos here, like that I'm doing this content style. This video is just calling out Drew. This video was calling out people like this guy in Modern Warrior who will weaponize their positions as being male feminists to take advantage of women. Okay, so here's like this is a pro-woman take. I'm calling out shitty men. Here's a video where I talk about IShowSpeed and how he was being inappropriate, like being sexist and misogynistic in his gaming. And I say I don't think he should be canceled, but it's good that he's getting called out, calling out shitty male behavior. Okay, here's a video here where this guy makes videos on his Twitch where he just like goes through Tinder and harasses women, calling out another shitty man. So of the 5 videos that I have here, 3 of them are calling out shitty male behavior. Yet somehow, it doesn't justify my perspective, but somehow you think that I don't call out shitty male behavior.
it's just like, you know, you guys are like, you need to research on Drew. I did, but you guys are clearly uneducated on me. And that's okay. You do you, but it's very embarrassing for you.
Do you understand it? Either way.
I think I watched this one too. This is from Patrick Jenny. I watched this one too. His take was respectable. I mean, he still didn't understand what I was saying, and that's fine, but he was respectful, so I'll give him that. I remember watching this. I don't feel like rewatching it. It's not like particularly entertaining.
Because they love fighting.
This one I watched, but this is entertaining. It's funny because this guy's just an idiot.
And instead of making a joke in return, Drew went on a 3-minute tirade just body shaming them, which is completely hypocritical considering her content is about calling out body shaming.
Straight white men, am I right?
You are so right.
It's like you got the whole point and then missed it completely, baby.
Okay.
I love that you are tone policing Drew when you yourself have used homophobia and racism to get more likes and clout on this app.
Yeah, I mean, I think I mentioned it in that video. So pretty cool that you got that.
Maybe instead of investing all that time and energy in trying to tell a woman how she should handle bigotry and body shaming on this app, you worry about what's growing on your chin, baby.
Yeah, I think it looks pretty good, frankly.
It looks like it lives in a live oak. You know what I mean?
Maybe on a live oak, but not inside of it.
Maybe if you rub...
Because they're not hollow, live oaks.
...those brain cells a little harder, baby, and done a little more investigative work, you would know that...
That Drew says if you go low, I'm going to go lower. Thanks, bro. I mean, I appreciate you regurgitating the same take out of every single other video. Like, you guys are so fucking unintelligent.
Drew says that when you go low, she goes to hell.
Okay.
She has decided to meet disrespect and...
Yeah, he probably is attracted to me. True.
...body shaming with disrespect and body shaming on a better level.
But again, that's not my problem. It's not the ones that deserve it. It's the ones that don't. But okay.
Because she is that petty, and we are here for it.
Okay. We good?
Mind your business, white men, and stick to it.
You are a white man.
Seeing that you don't have a platform because you have gotten reported for your homophobia and your racism, we'll let Drew do what she needs to do.
Okay.
Do better, baby.
Oh, look, this is... I think they pinned this comment. It says, also, isn't this Papa Gut? Didn't he say if she's old enough to bleed, she's old enough to breed? Disgusting. Yeah, we've already talked about that multiple times. So, okay, there's that one. And this, yeah, you know, do I want to watch? These are all small, like, it's going to take me, this one's only 25 seconds.
A lot of people on my stream have been asking me to weigh in on Drew. For context, I don't know how to say her last name.
Drew's being mean to people being mean.
Okay, well, I think that sums up why I'm not going to watch the rest of these. What is this?
By the content, specifically in how I think.
This is mostly my video.
Scared of men.
Is this my whole video?
The use of force.
Okay, we finally got through. The first minute was my video.
Divisive, and I think the fact that TikTok verified her.
Did you just show my whole video?
Which means that they're completely endorsing this really inappropriate behavior is incredibly unfortunate.
Oh, yeah, stop talking, fat man.
Considering I was also verified and I was banned for similar behavior in the opposite direction. Though,
first things first, let's just get this out the way.
Okay.
What you were doing is bullying.
I don't know if I would call it bullying, but okay.
The use of force, coercion, hurtful teaching.
Blah blah blah. Okay, this is just gonna be some like brain dead thing where she's gonna say the same thing everybody else said.
Or social.
Are you reading the whole thing? Did you just wait? Is this video my video plus you reading someone else's article? Holy shit, this is incredible.
Nonfiction, in which vices.
Oh, it's satire. So you're saying she's using satire? So I just want you to know this is the jokes. Wait, are you saying that she's using satire so it's okay?
As a whole. What Drew is doing, on the other hand, is satire.
Oh, you're really dumb. Okay, so the reason that you're so fucking stupid, you'll never watch this, but I need you to know, is what you're saying is that, like, mine was bullying, but hers is jokes, so it's okay. All I have to do is say I'm joking, and by your logic, everything I'm doing is okay. This is the Deaf Noodles defense. Jokes, there's usually, like, a level of some kind of truth within jokes, to some extent, right? Maybe you make a joke, maybe like the joke is rooted in like maybe like a stereotype or something like that, right? So like if like let's say somebody made fun of me for being fat, right? Like the joke is like, I am fat. It's rooted in that in there. Now, you know, the intention behind that joke is what's more important. If they're calling me fat because they just want to like insult me, then obviously you have a poorly intentioned joke, which is you do you, I don't care. Or maybe sometimes people are just trying to take a lighthearted poke, like when somebody, I think it was Tom Dark, said, "Oh, he's fat online." I took that as more of like a lighthearted jab. It's just like a funny little, like, you know what I mean? The intentions are what matters. So this whole satire argument is very, very unintelligent. And it's literally what Drew calls out. Drew calls out the men in the good instances of using jokes to justify misogynistic behavior. So it's so funny that like you're dumb and you're upholding what Drew fights against while desperately looking for her attention. Okay.
You don't get to be the power force.
I don't care about anything else you're saying.
Misogynistic pieces of shit that.
Yeah, the rest of these are boring. All right, yeah, there we go. Yay, that was fun. Next time, just call me a mayo monkey or something. That'll be funnier. Yeah, I roasted the dictionary. True, I did.
Yogurt Tandberries just resubscribed for 10 months.
Thank
I
you
hate
so
the
much,
ads on twice, so I must keep subscribing.
Very pogger, very pogger. What do we want to watch next? This one's a little long.
Anonymous tipped $3.33. I saw this the other day. The comments were calling you a dangerous man or something.
Yeah, I'm a very dangerous man.
Susty Gaming just resubscribed for 4 months. Love you, Papa.
Thank you so much, brother. I'm gonna go pee very quickly. Oh yeah, the next out of context. Maybe I'll watch that next. I have a couple of videos. Let me do this. Be right back. Be right back.
Pee-pee time is over. Pee-pee time eliminated.
Eating a lot today. All right. Let's see what we got here. I do have the Papa Got Out of Context thing here ready to go. But there's a couple. I have so much stuff here that I potentially want to watch. Like this. Somebody sent this to me and they asked me to watch this. So let me watch it. It's called Cobra Tate on old fat women and red pill alpha males. What? Okay. What does that mean? Let's see what we got here.
Talk to me about all these dating coaches in the manosphere. These guys who, they say they're red pill alpha males, and then all.
What is a red pill alpha male? Like, oh, they like woke. Like they're woke alpha males. Thank you so much for the sub, brother.
Just
does that mean like they're woke? Like red pill means that your mind's open, right? Like you know the truth. Okay.
All they do is fuck old fat women. So what do you think about these guys?
Okay.
I'm trying to be politically correct.
Do you fuck any old fat women?
No, I do not. No. You're very good at bringing out the worst in me. That's why you're the president, right?
You gotta be presidential.
You gotta be presidential. Yeah, I mean...
You're not getting soft on me, are you?
No, I'm not getting soft, but...
Getting old? Are you 34 now?
I'm 34. I'm an old man. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot going on in the manosphere. There's a lot of guys who... I just think...
I think the manosphere is mostly garbage. I don't think that they've seen any, like, reasonable takes out of the manosphere. The biggest issue I have with the high value man rhetoric is that like it's very justifying of like bad male behavior as long as they're like financially successful. Nothing else really matters. Like I've seen like Fresh and Fit, and maybe I'm just generalizing the entire manosphere, but everything I've seen of them is like dog garbage. It's fucking dog shit. But they'll say like a woman should put up with cheating if they're with a high valued man. because like, oh well, he's making a lot of money and you should be thankful for that, basically, type of an argument, which is super stupid. They don't value women. Like, for instance, one of the reasons why I'm as successful as I am is because of my wife. Like, we have conversations about everything, so I get like a woman's perspective on everything that we talk about, because a lot of times I'll talk about it with her outside of the stream. Like, she's very supportive, so it's like, oh yeah, so like I should use my wife to become successful, and then drop her and find somebody else. That's just like or fuck whoever I want, because now I'm successful. Despite the fact that she's part of that success, I should just be like, fuck it, and start fucking around with other people, and then she should be able to put up with it. It doesn't set a good example. It doesn't tell men to be good men. It doesn't tell men to respect women. It just tells men that they can give into their base desires as long as they like give money to women. Like, respect doesn't matter because women are like a lower class. That's what high value men generally advocate for. I think it's pathetic. I think it's disgusting. And I think that advocating for that in a positive way, it's just going to create more of that bad behavior in young men who are like, really, like, honestly, we're in the time of like, we don't have like father figures there's not a lot of them, because shitty men it's not that they divorced like mothers. So that's fine. Like, you don't have to be a good husband to be, or a good boyfriend, or be a good baby daddy to be a good father. But these men will like disappear out of like women's lives. And sometimes, like, yeah, sure, sometimes the women won't let them see the men. But at the end of the day, you should fight for your kid. But generally speaking, these men have just like abandoned their kids and they don't give a fuck. And we have like a lack of like a strong male figure. And everybody should have a strong male and a strong, not even a strong male and female, a strong, like, I'd say like masculine figure, feminine figure, whatever. I think that everybody should have a strong male and female figure, honestly, in some capacity. Somebody that tends to be more maybe masculine versus feminine. I mean, my take on masculinity, I think it's a good thing. Not like, there's toxic aspects of masculinity, of course. You don't want to hit those, but like, there's positive things when it comes to the thing. Like, masculinity is a positive thing, and so is femininity. These are both very positive things, and you need the right balance. Maybe you don't need a man and a woman to teach this, but you need the right balance of these two things, I think, to develop as a healthier person. So yeah.
Let me be politically correct, semi-politically correct. I think everybody should just genuinely be looking to be as honest as possible as individuals. And I think a lot of the reason why they lie is because they feel like they wouldn't have a brand, or they wouldn't be able to say anything if they told the truth. And that might be true. Yeah. But, however, that you could still come at it from the angle of, and this is one thing, I know you're not a fan of Rollo, I'm going to stick up for him to a degree. Rollo doesn't say he's out there slaying pussy, right? He says, look, I am a theology, I look into the theology of it, I look at the study of why I think certain things happen.
He's a keyboard warrior.
Yeah, but he's not saying I'm out there a playboy, really. He's saying, look, this is what I believe the theory is. Yeah. So you can't hate on him for saying, look, I'm a theorist, here's the theory. Yeah. That's fine. And he's managed to be quite successful just doing that. If he were to start lying and saying, I'm fucking all these 16-year-old women or 18-year-old women, whatever the law is in America. 18?
It's 18 usually. You get married at 16, I think.
All right.
Okay. It's a bit of an offhanded comment.
In Romania, 16, sorry. Yeah.
So, I mean, listen, I understand that different countries have different ages of consent. It's so kind of gross, because like, okay, so the reason, and I'm looking into this a lot. I'm going to read into this, and I'm still fairly confident in my reading of this. Is like, what he's saying is like, he's saying this in like a positive way, where it's like, hey, it's like, yeah, it's not like he's going around bragging about fucking young girls. Like, it's a positive way that he's framing it. So it's like, to him, it's okay to fuck a 16-year-old if that's the age of consent. Now, I understand that legally it's okay. So I wouldn't morally chastise somebody who had sex with somebody that's age of consent in a country with a lower age of consent, but I would absolutely not say that that's appropriate behavior. He said 15. Okay. But you understand what I'm saying? Like, you can acknowledge the legalities and the fact that like the law absolutely is a representation of the morals of a society. You can acknowledge that without advocating it like for the behavior in a positive way. So let me see.
18? 15, sorry, 16-year-old. If he were to start lying and saying, I'm fucking all these 16-year-old women.
I hate to say 15, great.
Well, then he's added a bunch of lies on top of the character. I don't understand why. I think if you truly have something to say and you truly understand the game, you don't need to tell a bunch of lies about women. If you actually have insights, you could do what Rollo did, which is pen your insights. If they're useful and if they help people, they'll be absorbed by certain people. And you don't have to add this whole layer of lies on top. But there's a whole bunch of dudes out there which, are just pure lying.
Yeah, I think they're kind of dumb. Like Rolo's more intelligent than that. He's not, as much as I don't get along with him, I don't think he's stupid.
Yeah.
And to lie like some of these dudes are.
Listening to this manosphere infighting is embarrassing.
You gotta be fucking dumb.
Yeah.
Like, this is some dumb shit, man.
Yeah, and what's kind of crazy about it is the guys, once you start saying you're a playboy and you're slaying pussy, well, now you have a huge issue, and the issue is, where's your proof?
Receipts.
I'm the only guy.
Okay. That was an interesting watch. Let's have a little bit of fun. Papa Gut Out of Context number 6. We always love the Papa Gut Out of Context videos. Let's get this going. Incredible start. What an incredible start. Wow. Incredible. My wife's laying down right now. I'm going to watch it alone. I remember there's a guy who would go goong ging gang goong ging gang like in the thing. And that was what I was doing there. Okay. I ate a tomato as you were like, don't complain if there's tomatoes in it.
Yeah, that's very good though. But can I tell you, that shows me that you're learning, because I didn't know about this till now.
I've never been on live television before. What did you say?
Watch the Powerball with my grandfather.
All right, you really want me to watch this with my wife? Is it all my wife and me? It is. I'm gonna save this for later then. Eventually we'll do like a pod. We're gonna do like a little podcast episode together for my Disney trip. I'll have her watch this as part of that. We'll watch that together, okay? Because it seems like it's just my wife and myself. So we'll summon the mama gut later. She's not feeling like doing any content right now. So thank you so much, brother. Okay, so we got Taylor Lorenz again making an article about Libs of TikTok. Now, I'm not actually a fan of either of these people, Libs of TikTok or Taylor Lorenz. I've said this before, like some of the stuff on Libs of TikTok, it's like, listen, some of it I was like, oh, this is like some strange stuff. I follow them, but like they're insane. Not a particular fan. Whatever. Not a fan of Taylor Lorenz either, though, because I had like a TikTok person and she like went out of her way to deplatform that person. And I don't feel like getting into the specifics of it. Anyway, Taylor Lorenz, Libs of TikTok has become a powerful force online, shaping right-wing media, impacting anti-LGBTQ legislation, influencing millions by posting viral videos aimed at inciting outrage. I wrote about the account, the woman behind it, and why it matters. Okay. No thank you. I don't want to buy this. Oh, well, I'm not paying for this, so we're not going to watch this at all, and I don't care. I'm happy we got through that one nice and quick. How do you like that? All right. All right. So we missed a few Internet Ajay videos while in our absence. This one is called The Shocking Dark Side of the D'Amelio Sisters. Wow. Ajay, let's see what you got. Let's see what you got here, brother. Let's see what you got here.
Yeah. And they're like, oh my god, she's so musty. I'm like, shut the f up! I don't know.
Are these clips from the D'Amelio show? I watched like an episode of that show. It made me like Charlie, but like dislike Dixie, because Charlie's actually a pretty like normal person. She's like, I don't even know why I'm famous, but it's cool that I am. Dixie is like, feels like she's entitled to being famous. So very interesting.
Like 10 to 15 huge panic attacks a day. Like that's how bad it was. It's obviously still there. I obviously still struggle with it. There's no way to just like poof, anxiety's gone. It's very difficult to talk.
There is one way, but I wouldn't recommend that you do it.
Yourself out of anxiety.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Jay D'Amelio here, TikTok's latest superstar. Now, I'm sure by this point you have heard either through the news, ads, or by your annoying 12-year-old cousin named Anisha about the D'Amelio sisters. Focus on school.
It's D'Amelio. Come on, Ajay.
Anisha, I saw that D in math class. Anyways, Charlie currently has around 138 million followers on TikTok, while Dixie has
it's gone up
over 57 million.
Wow.
The family also has.
Isn't it so crazy that the only reason that Dixie is popular is because of Charlie? Like, she wouldn't have been a sensation without Charlie. That would like weigh on me my entire life. You know what I mean? Like, wow, I'm living in the shadow of my sister, and she hasn't even tried. My younger sister, and she hasn't even tried to like. Her attempt at differentiating herself from her sister is like making shitty music. That's the craziest thing. It's fucking crazy. because her music's terrible. And I don't like this new trend of people who it's like they get famous and then they make music rather than like making music to get famous or something. You know what I mean? It's cringe. It's so undeserved. They feel like they should get like so many likes and views for a video that's like, I'm so happy. It's ridiculous shit.
Has their own reality TV series.
What is this song called? I Don't Want to Be Happy? I don't know.
On Hulu. It sheds light on the negative impact of the immense fame placed on their shoulders.
Yeah.
Remember, Charlie is only 18 years old while Dixie is just 20.
Is she 18 now? I thought that she was like 16. What's wrong? Like, wow, what? Okay.
Neither of them can legally drink or rent a car. They constantly have to deal with criticism, negative comments, and harassment from paparazzi. People often assume their lives just...
She's only 17. May 1st, so I think in May... So in like 2 weeks she'll be 18? Okay. How'd you get that wrong? Dixie's 20 though. Okay.
Consist of making easy TikTok dance videos, but there's a lot of pressure behind the scenes. This is the dark side of the D'Amelios. Before I get into it, please subscribe to my channel if you like my content or enjoyed any video I ever made. For most of you, that's probably just 1 or 2, but hey, I'll take what I can get. It would really help me out because YouTube's algorithm is constantly changing. I will never make a Patreon, so if you want to support me, please subscribe.
Why would you never make a Patreon, Jay? Why? Why wouldn't you make a Patreon? Why? Like, I don't think it's a bad thing for content creators to have an additional source of income for creators or people who really want to support them. I have a Patreon, and all I really do is at the end of my videos, I give a shout out to them, and I think that's totally cool. It's $2, and people like me, so they do that. Like, it's not a big deal. They're cool, man. I really appreciate and respect those people. But like, it's okay. It's not like conning people out of money. It's not like begging either. It's like, hey, if you want like a little shout out, $2 a month, not a big deal. And then I also usually respond to my DMs. So, but yeah.
Thank you, and now back to the video. Charli D'Amelio grew up in Connecticut along with her sister Dixie to parents Mark and Heidi. From a young age, she danced competitively and even choreographed routines.
I will say one thing, at least Charli is actually qualified. Most other people who dance on TikTok, what are they doing? You know what I mean? They don't.
In May 2019, she made a TikTok account and her first post was just a silly joke.
Hey, did you know 1 out of 3 hoes are mad? For real? Well, I'm not mad. I'm not mad either. Hoes mad.
Hoes mad. Later, she started showing off her dancing skills like in this duet which went viral.
Want to do a dance challenge but don't want to spend the next week of your life learning intricate choreography? I made this for you. Here we go. Step, step, flip, flip, shoulder, shoulder, hip, hip. Hands go up, hands go down. Move your booty all around.
Who the fuck is this? I've never seen this person in my life.
Capitalizing on the attention, she uploaded multiple videos a week, which often incorporated popular songs that caught the eyes of viewers. Charli quickly gained traction and amassed 5 million followers in her first few months on the platform. Incredible. That type of growth was absolutely insane, but she was TikTok's it girl. She was fit, beautiful, and knew how to ride trends.
Whoa, she's only 17, Ajay. Can't call a 17-year-old beautiful. You're 30 years old, you fucking creep. I'm just kidding.
In December 2019, Charli and Dixie moved into the Hype House in Los Angeles. That's when the younger D'Amelio...
Bro, I would never let my fucking daughter, or like young daughter or son, move to a fucking Hype House.
Leo and fellow Hype House member Lil Huddy began dating. They were shipped...
Wow, I can't believe she dated a black guy. Good for her. I didn't know she was so woke.
As TikTok's cutest couple, with Huddy being featured in many of Charli's videos and vice versa. And while the interaction between the two pulled in even more fans. By May 2020, she...
How old was Lil Huddy? How old is Lil Huddy? Lil Huddy... He's 19. Oh, okay, that's not that bad.
She hit an unprecedented 50 million followers. Dixie also benefited from her sibling's success and reached 22 million.
Hey,
notably, she even pursued music by releasing a song called Be Happy, which currently has over 110 million views.
Still a terrible fucking song.
Sadly, though, a month later in April 2020, Charli and Huddy broke up, but still stayed friends. Over time, she kept growing and passed the 100 million follower mark by the end of 2020. Now, while that all sounds quite fine and dandy, if I may say so myself, there's an incredible hidden side behind the success most people don't know about. The type of massive exposure the D'Amelios got can sometimes be a double-edged dildo that f***s you in the ass.
Listen. Wow, incredible. Listen, Ajay, my friend, truly, I understand that you were just making a joke, right? And you probably would have made that joke regardless of who you were talking about. But when it comes to talking about like a 17-year-old girl, I would have just not used that joke. I know I'm almost 100% positive that he didn't draw that line and connect those two things together. He probably just made the joke and like didn't realize it. But like you got to be extra careful when you make jokes like that. You know, when it comes to like you gotta carry yourself differently. Okay, you're losing yourself. All right, Jay, you're going down the sussy hole.
For example, in November 2020, the sisters were criticized for acting out of place in an episode of their family's dinner-based YouTube series. In it, Dixie vomited after eating a snail in her paella made by the family's personal chef. Interestingly,
yeah, what's interesting about that is that was actually a prank from the dad. So the dad intentionally made like snails to get them to try it. There were friends with the caterer or the cook, and they like make snails. They hate snails, and like that was kind of a joke. So they were being a little exaggeratory, but it was also for YouTube content. And then also Charlie apparently has like an eating disorder, where she really and one of the ways it manifests is like she only really eats like super familiar foods like macaroni and cheese and chicken nuggets for the most part. So you know that's why she didn't like it.
Special file. Sorry, I mean guest James Charles was there as well.
What is this?
Oh my god.
It's a mushroom.
No, it's not. That's a snail.
It is a snail.
Oh!
It's a snail. It's the kind of cold. It's classic in paella, and it's actually a omen of good luck and fortune.
Yummy.
See?
It sometimes happens when...
I threw up.
After that, Charlie asked for dino nuggets despite the luxurious spread in front of her.
I would have too, bro. It's fucking snails. Like, who gives a shit?
Charlie, if you're picky, what's your favorite food?
Chicken nuggets.
Do we have any dino nuggets?
Ew!
To make matters worse, Charlie then mentioned she wished she hit 100 million followers a year after hitting 1 million instead of 95 million.
That's not that big of a deal. Like, I know people like James Charles, like, oh, you're not even, be more thankful. I guess, bro, what she said, I don't know why you don't just show it. Maybe you do.
I wish I had like more time. Because imagine if I hit 100 mil a year after hitting a mil.
Yeah, that should, but she's like,
wasn't the 95?
That would be cool. That's like a totally innocent comment. Like, hey, wouldn't it be cool if on like a year from now, guys, the anniversary of my 1 mil, I'd hit 100 mil. It's just like not, it's just so not controversial. Like, it's just a nothing.
5 not enough for you?
Well, I was just like
And then James Charles makes like a silly, snarky comment. Like, okay. And people were like trying to cancel. Trisha Paytas was trying to cancel her. Incredible.
like even numbers.
Well, all right, guys, thank you so much for watching our YouTube video.
Thank you so much for being here. We're so happy that we have you guys as part of our family.
Yeah, when James Charles calls you out, you know you are out of line. As a result of the situation...
Why would that logically make any sense? Like, if you think about it. So you talk about the guy who was being very inappropriate with like young men, younger boys. That's the person that you think has like moral authority to call people out and be like, oh, you're wrong here. Like, that doesn't make sense. I know what you're trying to say is like, oh, well, if the bad guy is calling you out, you must be doing something real bad. Do you think it's worse to, I think he was like 21 talking to like 15 or 16-year-old boys. Do you think that's worse than saying it'd be cool if I hit 100 mil on the anniversary of my 1 mil? Like, what do you think's worse, Ajay? Like, what are you doing? What's happening here? What's the fuck's going on here?
Situation, the sisters were dragged online for being rude and disrespectful. Dixie responded by saying it was a joke planned out behind the scenes because she often vomited.
Yeah, Ethan did call Trisha out for that.
So I would never in any way want to be taken as disrespectful, especially from an out of context 15-second clip. So basically my team knows I throw up a lot. I can throw up at the smell, the thought, or the taste of anything. So when they saw the snails,
It's crazy the things that people fight about on the internet.
they were like, oh, let's get her and try to see if we can get a reaction out of her.
Yeah.
Trisha Paytas then replied by stating it wasn't an apology.
This was not an apology, girl. This was not a sincere apology. You're making...
Well, Trisha Paytas is just not a sincere apology. You know what I mean? Like, she's a terrible person. I dragged her on that. I said some really mean things. It's on my, you could look up Papa Gut, Trisha Paytas, Charlie D'Amelio. It's a very fun watch. I think it's called like dragging Trisha Paytas for Charlie. It was fun. It was funny.
Excuses after excuses after excuses.
In addition, Charlie broke down on Instagram Live, revealing she received messages that told her to go hang herself.
Sorry, seeing how
Same.
people reacted to this, like, I don't even know if I want to do this anymore. Like, this is messed up stuff that people are saying.
True.
Like, people telling me to hang myself, people just like...
Over her not wanting to eat a snail and saying that she would be cool to have a lot of followers. Incredible.
blatantly disrespecting the fact that I'm still a human being.
It feels like people are more jealous that she's popular in this case, you know?
It's not okay at all.
She even responded to the self-proclaimed chicken nugget Trisha by telling her to worry about herself.
I'm just gonna say it, Trisha Paytas, like, this is not... Sorry, just you have been completely rude to me multiple times, saying she doesn't have a personality, she can't dance, she's basic. Like, you have your own problems, please stop worrying about mine.
That's kind of funny though.
And that's all I have to say on that. Quite honestly, I just, like, please stop talking about me.
Yeah, it's true. If she doesn't need a Snell, she hates French people. Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Honestly, the backlash the sisters received was incredibly out of proportion to their actions. I mean, the
Yes.
chef himself commented that the two girls were good people.
Felt any type of
Hey,
way.
those 2 girls were 1 cup, if you know what I'm saying, bro. Oh! I did the same thing that Jay did before. My joke.
All love, there's no problems. It's all been a little blown out of proportion.
Clearly, the public
True.
scrutinized them to an unfair degree.
True.
If you look at anyone under
True.
a microscope hard enough, you will find flaws. I mean, look at me. I'm Indian dude number 6 billion talking to a camera alone right now because I don't have any IRL friends. No one's perfect.
Jay, I know that that's true, bro. You want to be my friend? We could chat. I think maybe we could be friends, dude. You seem like a lonely 30-year-old, you know? Me too. I'm not really, but oh yeah.
Having the spotlight on you all the time isn't necessarily a good thing.
True.
Everyone deserves at least some level of normalcy. I can only imagine how overwhelmed the sisters must feel, especially as developing young girls. Remember, Charlie.
Let me just tell you something, bro.
Level of normalcy. I can only imagine how overwhelmed the sisters must feel.
This is a horrible hairstyle. This one I'm not feeling either, but this looks terrible. This looks horrible, Dixie. What the fuck?
Especially as developing young girls. Remember, Charlie and Dixie have over 150 million followers combined, which is nearly half the population of the United States. There's a lot of people paying attention to their every move, including haters who want nothing more than for them to have a downfall. Even if it's not their fault. Side note, I know I'm a Rise and Fall channel, but trust me, I'm not one of them. Unfortunately,
Okay, took me a second to process what you were saying.
in March 2021, Charlie had to endure exactly that type of situation. You see, it all started when a YouTube channel called Vision predicted Charlie would die on the 12th of that month.
What the fuck? That's fucked up. That's really fucked up because you know, like, young girls believe that kind of shit too. So if she heard that, she'd be like, "Oh my god!" Like, women are fucking annoying, dude. Like, oh, guys, star sign. Like, bro, women unironically believe in like star signs, and you might be like, "Pumping guy, you're being misogynistic," and yet every single time I make fun of psychics, which are fake, and star signs and astrological signs, who are the ones yelling at me in my comments? My wife and women. So, you know I'm right. Shut the hell up.
Claim was then picked up by a fake news website which reported she passed away in a car accident. Wow. Instead of dying in a scene straight out of Nightcrawler though, Charlie posted a TikTok completely unaware of what was happening. It then got flooded with hate comments about her death. Consequently, she broke down and deleted it.
What?
So someone like predicted my death, and apparently they predicted like a bunch of other people's deaths, and I was supposed to die, but instead of dying, I posted a dance video. People weren't nice because they thought I was gonna die. The logic doesn't make sense.
True.
I took the video of me dancing to Billy's song down because I didn't feel like dealing with what people had to say.
The repeated wishes for Charlie's
Jesus
imminent
Christ.
demise when she is just a teenager trying to entertain viewers with fun TikTok dances is really uncalled for. It puts her in a pretty tough position where she almost hates the fame. I think pretty much anyone would have ridden the wave of success D'Amelio had if they were in her position. So it doesn't make sense why some people seem to despise her for it. Sadly, Charlie even mentioned she's just waiting for people to one day stop liking her.
Do this and always wonder what's going to happen next, or if I'm gonna wake up and everyone's gonna not like me again.
Due to all the negativity D'Amelio experienced.
Isn't that crazy, bro? Like, that's the worst part. It's like you have a job where Charlie has a job where like she needs everybody to like her. I mean, I guess we all need our fans to like us to watch our videos, but it's different because I don't really give a fuck. It's just like a different thing. The expectations are very different. I guess the amount of mistakes Charlie can make are different than I can. Like, because she's like very famous and she's very popular and blah blah blah, and she's popular for like dancing and being wholesome and all that other bullshit. And I'm just not popular for that. So the expectations are very different.
And she revealed she no longer enjoys dancing for the fun of it, which is kind of sad considering it's something she did since she was 3 years old.
Dance used to be like the most fun thing in my life,
Who didn't dance at 3?
and now I don't like it. It doesn't feel good. It doesn't feel fun.
Since releasing in September 2021, the D'Amelio's reality television series on Hulu has shown the intense mental anguish the sisters suffer on a daily basis. In one episode during a drive with Dixie, Charlie wondered why people were so negative.
I just hate how
so sad.
negative the world is.
You're a 16-year-old girl with
They're
emotions.
like, oh, go hang yourself, but treat people with kindness.
Like, those are the people who just comment to comment. Those aren't real people.
And then it's just...
Whoa! They're not real people? Wow. You're such a shitty person for calling people who tell you to kill yourself bad people. What the fuck?
It's a never-ending cycle of everyone just being an asshole.
Charlie then stated she was nervous to leave the house.
But why are you talking in your whisper voice?
Because I'm nervous.
Why are you nervous?
Because I'm leaving the house.
Don't be nervous.
Can't control nerves.
Finally, after seeing a member of the paparazzi, she had a panic attack.
Dixie, I literally am about to throw up.
This is so funny to watch because, bro, paparazzi like 20 years ago were horrible. The paparazzi bullied Britney Spears to the point where she shaved her head. Like, they're horrible. And like now there's just one dude with a camera. And she's like, oh my God. It's just so different. Like, bro, Charlie would have lasted a fucking 5 minutes.
Paparazzi, she had a panic attack.
Look at this. This is one guy. Maybe she's just afraid because he's black. I don't know. What the fuck is this?
Oh God. Okay, we're okay. We're okay.
It's one guy. They probably called him there just to do this.
Well, now I'm shaking, and if I shake on camera, everyone's gonna make fun of me.
We're okay.
On a different episode, Charlie had another panic attack while preparing for an award show.
We're shaking. I can't help it. I just feel like I'm nuts.
You're gonna do great.
On top of everything, it appeared she had difficulty reaching out for help regarding her mental health. For example, Charlie once mentioned her own therapist told her that even though she was sad, she made his daughter happy.
And we started talking about like whatever, like my emotions and stuff. And then he drops this thing. Yeah, my daughter's a huge fan of you. It was like, now how am I supposed to tell you like how I'm awkward? Because then I was just like, oh no way. He was like, yeah, you might be like struggling, but you make my daughter really happy. And I'm like,
Did he actually say that?
because then I was just like, oh no way. He was like, yeah, you might be like struggling, but you make my daughter really happy. And I'm like, I'm all fixed. Thank you.
I wonder if he said that. That would be obviously shitty. Or if like that's the way she interpreted the scenario. Like, you know how you go off on like a tangent when somebody says something and then you kind of like explore your thoughts outside. So I wonder if he said that. That's really shitty. If she just got that from him saying my daughter's a really big fan, that would just be like a really weird thing. But okay, I could see the struggle there.
It made her feel like she couldn't talk to anyone about her struggles.
Maybe she could talk to you, Jay. Maybe you guys can hook up.
Really just isolated her more from the world.
I appreciate your daughter.
Find a new therapist.
But she's not going to help a chemical imbalance in my brain. Sorry.
Do you think it's a chemical imbalance? I mean, I don't know, but like, here's my thing. Social media is very toxic in a lot of ways. It's not even just toxic like negativity. It's toxic positivity. Do you think it's a brain like a chemical imbalance, or do you think it's because you were subjected to this very young, like when you're like 16 or 15 or 16, you started to blow up, or 14, I don't even know, on TikTok. Now your entire life centralizes around being popular, and if you're not popular anymore, like you get like a legitimate hit of dopamine when you get a lot of views on a video. Like people are like, oh my God, I'm popular. Whether you get money or not, it's like irrelevant. It's insane. And then you get like sucked into the online force or online public opinion, and it can really mess you up. So maybe it is a chemical imbalance. Most of it probably comes from being famous online, especially at a young age, and not really knowing how to deal with it. Part of it probably just comes from, in general, like the way that people consume social media is very toxic. We have like a much more stressed out people, young people now, and there's probably a lot of reasons for it. One of them is definitely social media, like Instagram. Like you see somebody doing well on Instagram, and you're like, why am I not doing that well? It's a real thing that happens. People get depressed and they get upset because people are constantly comparing themselves to other people. That's not good for you. Meanwhile, they're actually not doing well. Like they have good moments and bad moments like the rest of us. So, you know, I don't know how much of it is a chemical imbalance versus how much of it is just like this environment that you're in.
I also want to point out the two sisters,
because like every issue she has seems to centralize around being famous.
Have had serious ongoing issues with the paparazzi. For example, in February 2022, a clip of them screaming at Dixie went viral.
One big smile, sweetheart, right here. And one more spot. What's the deal? Why are you yelling? You're not looking. That's why.
As you can see in the clip, she was visibly offended by the outrageousness of their expectations.
All right, it's not that big of a deal.
And well, in an episode of their podcast, the Two Chicks podcast, Charlie called out paparazzi YouTubers Kevin Wong and Pap Galore for waiting outside her house.
I actually have something that I would like to talk about.
Paparazzi are fucking weird.
Something that's been grinding my gears.
Uh-oh.
Paparazzi. Kevin?
What the fuck was that? How do I soundbite
grinding my gears.
Uh-oh.
Paparazzi.
Wow, incredible, Dixie. That was something else.
Grinding my gears.
Uh-oh.
Paparazzi.
No. I'm sorry. What the fuck was that? I'm gonna die. What was that? I gotta watch it one more time. I'm sorry, guys.
Grinding my gears.
Uh-oh.
Paparazzi. Kevin, Josh, this is for you guys. Please stop waiting outside my house. Super weird, super uncomfortable. Big invasion of privacy.
They really would have got like destroyed if this was 20 years ago, man. The paparazzi were so much more predatory.
Home is supposed to be a safe place, not a place where you have people waiting for you. Super weird.
The two revealed they were sometimes even followed around Los Angeles.
I I go on drives by myself just to listen to music, and like they followed me here.
Whoa, you go on drives just to listen to music? Bad for the environment, girl. You're canceled.
No, but I like play my music really loud and it's super fun. And then I can't even do that because my car is like the speakers. You can hear the music outside the car and I get embarrassed. So I like try to run away from them, but they still follow me.
Bro, I get embarrassed. What that has nothing to do with paparazzi. Like if you drive, when I drive, I can only blast the music when I'm on like a highway. Outside of that, people next to you can hear it. Doesn't matter if there's paparazzi or not. You know what I mean? Like it's embarrassing. My wife doesn't care. She blasts the music regardless. But
and I just don't get out of my car. I just drive around sometimes.
After reviewing the entire situation, I personally think there's a major dark side to the success the D'Amelios have experienced. And it's not really talked about, so I wanted to shed some light on it with this video. Get it? Shed some light on the dark side? Yeah, this is why I have no friends. Okay.
True, bro.
So obviously the sisters have benefited greatly from their TikTok fame, at least monetarily and opportunity-wise. But I mean, imagine the pressure they face to be perfect female role models. Oh, and let's not forget their parents more than likely depend on them for income.
Maybe. I don't...
Former child actor Frankie Muniz.
I don't know. That might be a little bit of a reach because like they're a wealthy like family. I don't think that they're like super wealthy, but they're like they are like upper middle class. So they were doing well before. I don't know if that pressure exists or not. I watched the show. I don't see anything that would suggest that. I could be wrong, but like Mark D'Amelio was like ran as like a politician. Like I think he was a small business owner. Like they did well. I don't know if that pressure necessarily exists. That's kind of it's not a bad general assumption for child actors, but I think in this case it misses the mark.
Female role models. Oh, and let's not.
I do think that Charlie's actually a decent like role model as a content creator, just because she's not full of herself. So she's probably a decent, like, younger, like a young woman role model, whatever you call it. Yeah, Mark's a lawyer. Is that what it is? He's a lawyer? Yeah, fucking, of course. Taking advantage of people is definitely a big baller lawyer move.
Forget their parents more than likely depend on them for income. Former child actor Frankie Muniz once mentioned on Steve-O's podcast that there's a law which states only 15% of a minor's earnings has to be kept for them until they turn 18.
Aaron Carter was telling us that they've just established some law that parents have to like save like 15%.
The Coogan law. Yeah, the Coogan law. So I automatically like a check from Fox doesn't go to me. Whatever the percentage is, I forget what it is, goes to a trust. Like it goes into like an account that you can't touch until you're 18, because there's been supposedly in the past so many kid actors that they work and the parents spend all the money. Right. You know, and so at least they would have that. Maybe it's 15% or 20%.
It's unbelievable that they passed a law to say that parents can only blow 85%.
Yeah. That means Charlie's parents could be in control of as much as 85% of what she makes. Many people have left social media related content creation like Lily Singh, Liza Koshy, and most recently Emma Chamberlain. And all of them have discussed the massive mental toll they experienced. Charlie has already lost some of her interest in dance and could one day end up leaving TikTok altogether. I mean, there was a scene from the show where the family planned an entire year of appearances for her. That's wildly intense. On top of everything, the sisters are harassed by paparazzi and have to walk on eggshells in order to avoid being criticized by others. I think it's critical they don't lose themselves in the rat race of social media fame. Charlie is just 17 and should enjoy her teenage years instead of spending them
Didn't you say she was 18 at the beginning? Probably just a little bit of a slip, but okay.
Having near constant panic attacks. I feel so bad for her and don't think she or her sister deserves the stress.
Her sister definitely deserves the stress. Fuck you, Dixie.
Hopefully the two can rely on each other, their family, friends, and mental health professionals for support. I genuinely just want to see them succeed and hope the negativity doesn't get to them.
Yeah, Jay's probably just an empath. You know, he probably feels for them.
You can tell from this video, not everything is as glamorous as it appears on the outside. Luckily, the D'Amelios have a strong fan base and make millions happy across the world. I wish them the best. Thanks so much.
Do they make you happy, Jay? Genuine question. Do they make you happy?
For watching. If you enjoyed this video, please consider giving it a like and subscribing to my channel because
big invasion of privacy. Paparazzi.
That's how I mentioned the video. Well, like and subscribe to Internet of Jay, guys. Oh, incredible. Oh my god.
Isaiah just resubscribed for 8 months.
Thanks, brother.
Fat gum.
Incredible. Let's see. Let's see. All right, we got another Internet of Jay video. This one is called the continuous downfall of lovely peaches from poop to prison. Wow, now that's a compelling title, my brother.
Of chlamydia, which is my favorite STD.
Okay, great.
One of my favorite STDs, at least.
Why?
I have a goal of getting AIDS. That's one of my goals in life. And when I catch AIDS, y'all gonna have to catch me. Y'all gonna have to catch me to stop me, because I'm gonna be happy. Like y'all won't even be able to catch me, and that'll be the first
Is she kidding?
time I run in years. Y'all, I'm at the mall, social distancing my ass. I ain't scared of no virus. Nah, 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 boo, boo.
She's wearing a mask, so it's obviously not true.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen.
What was that?
Internet Ajay here.
Ajay, why are you dressed like you just got a subscription to the Dollar Shave Club? What is this? What is this thing? Okay. You look good, but it's just weird. Why? Are you trying to get Lovely Peaches to see you?
Subject of a recent Rise and Fall video on YouTube. Today, I'm going to be doing a deep dive into the case of Lovely Peaches. Sadly, I won't be discussing the edible juicy fruit, but rather the concerning social media star. She
sounds like you're hitting on her.
Rose to popularity in 2017 by doing what most normal teens.
Is that Nicki Minaj?
Fruit, but rather the concerning social media star. She rose to popularity.
It looks like Nicki. Is that Nicki? Is this Nicki Minaj? Like, that's not Lovely Peaches. Is this not Nicki Minaj? Why?
Popularity in 2017 by doing what most normal teenagers do and ate menstrual blood, consumed feces, and flashed people.
That last one is actually pretty normal for young people.
I won't be 17 by doing what most normal teenagers do and ate
the last one's probably true.
Menstrual blood, consumed feces, and flashed people. Peaches' content was often used for reaction videos, which allowed her to amass a cult-like following. One of her songs, Burning and Itching, even went viral on TikTok. Beyond Scut, she was also called out for allegedly abusing her daughter Cora. And most recently, she was arrested for claiming to have thrown her dog out of a window.
She flashed an underage girl? That's terrible.
Now, while many people are entertained by her antics, others are seriously worried about her mental health. This is the continuous downfall of Lovely Peaches. Before I get into it, I just want to thank today's sponsor, Gemstone Legends.
How did you get a sponsor on this video about Lovely Peaches, but not on the Charli D'Amelio one?
Gemstone Legends is a fantasy puzzle RPG game based on match 3 fighting mechanics. You can match gems both in lines as well as diagonally. Additionally, every hero can match gems 3 times and even more with special skills. Oh, and they are unique and fully hand-drawn, by the way. There's dragons, plenty of artifacts, and hex.
Oh, why am I watching this? Okay.
Times a day whenever I feel, or combined with an RPG minute because it's a mobile game. I usually played it at the airport to kill time before my flight. The main advantage.
Where'd you go, Jay?
Is the game using my link in the description below or J. The game is available on both iOS package. It includes Morale. Do not miss your chance. Now back to the video.
Wow.
Lovely Peaches' real name is Brittany Johnson. Her story is an unfortunate one as it's believed her mother died when she was just 15 years old.
Sorry, what am I missing?
Her name is Brittany Johnson. Her story is an unfortunate one as it's believed her mother died when she was just 15 years old.
That's terrible.
She also ran away from home multiple times. Turning to social media as an outlet in 2016, Johnson posted some, questionable content. She consumed menstrual blood, drank urine, and ate poop. In fact, her palate was so sophisticated she even had her own poop preferences.
Hey, why do you eat shit?
Because it tastes very good.
Okay.
My favorite shit would be green shit.
What?
Tastes really good.
Beyond that,
green shit? I think that means you have like a stomach virus, or you ate too many Lucky Charms. I did that once. I had too many Lucky Charms once. I ate an entire box of Costco size Lucky Charms, not the regulars. I ate an entire box of the Costco size Lucky Charms, and my poop was green. So I guess I can see why that would taste good, because it's full of Lucky Charms sugar, but most of the time, I think it just means you have like a stomach virus or something.
Peaches had recommendations for a good meal as well.
My advice to all the ladies out there, if you really want a good meal, when you're on your period, get
incredible
like a cup.
Yeah. And they have menstrual cups now. You put them in there instead of a tampon. So
you use the bathroom and you shit and pee at the same time. Get a cup, take that cup, go in the toilet like this, scoop it up, and drink it. It's gonna be the best thing you ever taste.
The content.
She can't be serious.
Peaches provided went viral due to how outrageous it was.
I told you stop hitting me.
Her videos were
okay. She has to be trolling.
So bizarre, people couldn't wait to share it with their friends to see their reaction. As a result, they spread on Stan Twitter and became embedded in internet lore. As sad as it was, Peaches' unstable behavior only helped fuel her growth. I mean, she frequently had thousands of viewers tuning into her Instagram live sessions. Essentially, Lovely Peaches was a walking, talking, breathing version of Two Girls, One Cup, or just a popular version of Chris Chan.
Wow, she must be hot then. Because that was why I had that video bookmarked for a long time. You know, your go-to video, you know what I mean? When you can't find anything. You know how you guys get stuck in like the revolving door on the hub where you're looking for something specific to like match your taste, and you're spending like so much time finding that right video for that perfect nut. But then you have that one go-to video after you finish doing that for 45 minutes. You're like, you know what? I'm just going to go to my go-to, and then boom. That was Two Girls, One Cup for me. That's what that that was my video, guys. You know, so
take your pick. It doesn't really matter. Eventually, Brittany Chan caught the attention of some very famous people. For example, she went on Instagram Live with singer Malo Trevejo after trying to visit her home unsolicited.
Girl, I went inside your house. I got your shirt.
Girl, no, you didn't. Stop hallucinating.
I love you so much, Malo.
You went inside my house? Don't do this again, bitch.
She then repeatedly hit herself and flashed her genitals to Malu, who was only 17 years old at the time.
Wow.
What the fuck are you smoking?
In June 2017, Peaches turned one of her most popular videos where she said her privates were burning and itching into a song with the same name.
CB, burning and itching, burning and itching. Itching and burning, it be burning and itching, burning and itching.
The song later spread across TikTok at the speed of herpes, which was ironically the condition she may have had.
Itching and burning, itching and burning, itching and burning.
Okay.
Stanky fishy, stanky fishy, stanky fishy. I got STDs.
Not bad.
They make my coochie itch.
This is a pretty good song.
In 2018, things went from bad to worse when Peaches was accused of abusing her daughter Cora, who she had when she was just 17 years old.
Well, I mean, she named her Korra after Korra, the Last Airbender, so that's already abuse.
It all started when Johnson outrageously claimed Cora was when she was only 5 months old.
She was already repeatedly by the age of 5 months.
Peaches then added that her biggest fear was that her daughter would have a good life.
My biggest fear in life is that my baby is going to have a good life. So that's why I want to make her suffer.
She went on to say,
Jesus Christ, it's got to be fake then. Oh my God. Like, there's no way any of this is true. It sounds like, I mean, it's possible that she was raped by somebody, but it sounds like that she's trolling for the attention because it's edgy. She's the ultimate edgy troll. Hey, thank you so much for the sub, brother.
Subscribed for 7 months.
Gotta remember to mute those.
say she dropped her, kicked her, and left her bleeding.
Yes, I do abuse my baby. I punch, I slip, I punch, I slap, I kick my baby. I be kicking her in the head. I literally one time dropped her on her head until she started bleeding out her mouth.
There's no way that's real.
Finally, Johnson stated that she was going to continue physically and sexually Cora.
I have sexually assaulted my baby. Like, I would literally sometimes I take my long fingernails and I put it in that hole until she started bleeding. I'll be fingering that little baby hole.
What the fuck, dude?
I've kicked her, slapped her, punched her. I honestly, there's nothing that I haven't done to her. Like, there's nothing that I haven't done. Like, yes, I do a baby for y'all asking.
Yeah, maybe if this is real, then she must be out of her mind.
And there's gonna be a lot more of that in the future. Like, I'm gonna keep in my baby. And for y'all who are pressed, I don't give a f.
The absolute depravity of her words concerned the entire community. YouTubers made videos about her that
I just feel like, listen, it's possible that this is all real, but I feel like she's saying it for attention because she told people to scoop up their shit and piss and drink it from the toilet, that she loves and wants STDs and all this stuff. So I kind of feel like she's being hyperbolic for attention. I could be wrong, but
hashtag Save Cora trended on Twitter, and there was a Change.org position with 75,000 plus signatures. As the situation intensified, Peaches kept upping the ante. For example, she wrote this in an Instagram caption. Stupid ass bitch, I wouldn't even come to your funeral. Don't ever think I love you. You was a mistake and a disgrace at going to grow up to be a lousy piece of shit. You won't be nothing when you grow up, crackhead ass. Honestly, don't have no kind of feelings or emotions for you. The day you was born, I wanted to throw your ass away. I was hoping I could have left you at the hospital. Should have aborted your ass, la ho.
Sounds like a pretty intense case of postpartum depression, all right?
Peaches then posted a video trying to sell her off.
Okay, so what would be, since I got you on a better connection now, what would be the requirements for you to buy my daughter?
Well, she has to be a virgin. Is she a virgin?
No, she's not a virgin.
Jesus Christ.
Well, how many times has she done this before?
She first lost her virginity at 4 months. I would say she had sex at least maybe about 5 times in her life.
Going even further, she revealed Cora had passed away.
So Cora Miracle is dead. I'm sorry, it's hard not to smile and be serious because I am kind of happy that I no longer have to worry about a child. I wasn't very happy or pleased with what I gave birth to. So when
this is so fucked up. Well, it sounds like she lied about this, so like it just contributes to the narrative that she's doing this for attention. But Jesus Christ,
I had her alone. I pretended like I was giving her a bath, so in case I had to talk to any police or doctors, I could say it was an accident. So you know what I'm saying. So I put her in the tub. I got some very slippery baby oil shampoo. Yeah, baby oil shampoo. It was very slippery. So I put that on my hands purposely. So at least, you know, it will look like an accident. So I planned it out absolutely perfectly. So I kind of rubbed it all over my hands. I grabbed her and I literally dropped her like this in the sink. And she was crying her ass off. Like, she almost busted her head wide open. She was crying. She was in a lot of pain. So I found that completely hilarious.
Concerned several
Jesus Christ, dude.
Several internet sleuths found her location in Louisiana and leaked it online. Armed with this
I don't blame them for that.
information, many people then reported Johnson to the local authorities. However,
Good.
nothing really materialized from these efforts. She wasn't arrested, there weren't any mugshots, and Peaches kept being, well, the polar opposite of peachy. It wasn't until later when a group of people, including a YouTuber named Margot Indigo, discovered the deep dark truth.
Wow, it's always a bunch of white people trying to cancel a very successful black creator. Am I right, guys? Hashtag BLM, guys. Where are the black squares in your profile pictures?
It turned out Peaches only had custody of her daughter for about 1.5 months, then lost it after running away from home. Margot Indigo later explained everything in a Twitter post. By the way, Peaches does not have custody of her daughter nor ever will again. Her grandparents have custody and she is only allowed supervised visits. She has lied constantly about having Cora in her custody. Don't fall for it again, this is how she gets attention. What Margot wrote made a lot of sense considering a lot of the photos Johnson posted of her daughter on Instagram look similar to one another. On top of that, Cora never seemed to age as one would have expected. And when there were more recent photos, a relative was often seen crassly cropped out. It was obvious Johnson was just using photos from a certain time period over and over. It was evident Peaches suffered from serious mental issues and needed help. I mean,
Is that evident, or is she just trolling? I mean, maybe she did have mental issues, but
talking about harming or sexually abusing your daughter is just plain immoral.
wait, it's fucked up, even if it's a joke. But Jesus Christ.
However, there's more to the story. Before the social media fame, Johnson turned to prostitution to make ends meet, and many clients were older men. People also speculated she was sex trafficked as a kid, which explained her odd fixation on the topic.
I mean, maybe.
Now, while this provided context to her behavior, it doesn't excuse it in my opinion. But I'm just glad Cora is safe with her grandparents.
I never noticed this mole that Jay had. This is the first time I'm noticing it. Yeah, incredible stuff.
As a result of the whole situation, her TikTok account was deleted. Unfortunately, Johnson's
Probably a good
insane
thing.
antics provided her with a consistent fan base, which in turn only fueled her negative behavior. She loved the attention, there was no denying that. And while her mental instability was sometimes taken advantage of by others to create a public spectacle.
Is this a mole new, Jay? I just feel like I've never seen him for my entire life.
People don't like who.
Did you create that mole? Like, holy shit, it's always been there. I've never noticed that before. Wow, incredible. That's fucking incredible, dude. Okay.
For example, the rapper Whoa Vicky convinced Peaches to go to her rival Bad Baby's house and beat her up. Shockingly, she actually tried to harm Bad Baby.
Bad Baby here? Does she live here?
Personally, I think this was really messed up because the situation could have ended badly.
Well, yes, thank you.
Something that I would like to talk about.
What do you think of this?
Something that's been grinding my gears.
Oh, what?
Paparazzi.
I just wanted to play that again.
Fortunately, everyone was okay. Sadly, over time, Johnson's negative behavior only escalated. In January 2021, she posted a video roughly picking up her dog.
Jesus Christ.
Another time, Peaches sprayed him in the face with perfume.
Well, that's not
Johnson
nice.
then claimed she
What a cunt. The fuck?
threw her dog out the window. After being reported, the police immediately visited her residence in DeKalb County, Georgia. One of the officers informed Peaches that threatening to harm her dog wasn't funny.
Okay. Mine? Why would you make that for flowers.
Peaches then revealed she was diagnosed
Yeah.
with both depression and anxiety.
Have you ever been diagnosed with anything?
Hey, I get something in there. You guys could be a great woman. Just depression.
Depression, bipolar, anything like that?
Just depression.
Just depression.
And then anxiety.
Anxiety?
Is that even like real? I mean, serious question. Are police officers allowed to ask you that question? I feel like they're not. Well, I guess they got. I don't know.
Finally, Johnson mentioned she did everything so a label would sign her.
I mean, is there a reason you do what you do?
So label will sign me and I can live good.
So someone will sign you and you can live good? Okay. Alright. I mean, like I said, I
That
don't...
makes sense. You know, I want a good life for me, my dad, and my daughter. So that's being bad.
No, there's nothing wrong with that, but some of the antics you pulled on Instagram, it's not normal.
True.
Fortunately, the poor Jack Russell Terrier was
Yeah, I mean, it kind of proves it. You know, it kind of proves it, guys.
Paparazzi.
seized by authorities. Peaches was also arrested but later released. Personally, I think Johnson is mentally ill and needs serious professional help. She initially grew to
I think that she's just on her grind, bro. She probably doesn't really have that many mental illnesses. I think it's a really weird habit to get into that, like if somebody does bad things, that means that they instantly have a mental illness. Because a lot of times the subtext is that like they shouldn't be held responsible to some degree for what they're doing wrong. Like I don't think that she has any like profound mental illness that would cause her to do this. I think that she saw an opportunity to try to get popular by being insane. And she took it. I think it's bad to the extent that she has gone to, like making, like, lying or joking about her baby getting raped and killing it. It's horrible. And then even the way that she picked that dog up, I imagine that she didn't want to hurt the dog, but she thought it would be funny, so she, like, kind of hurt the dog. You know what I mean? She got locked into doing this stuff to a point where she started actually, like, abusing her dog to an extent.
Fame by doing gross stunts like consuming feces or period blood, but turned wildly unstable over time. I mean, Peaches flashed people, threatened to abuse her own child, and actually did abuse her dog. She once even hired someone to harm Charli D'Amelio for no apparent reason. Now, I can somewhat empathize with her as she claims she does everything for financial reasons. Considering she resorted to prostitution and ran away from home multiple times, it's understandable that her income from social media is important to her. Plus, she stated she's trying to get signed so she can promote her music. Notably, she has over 17,000 monthly listeners on Spotify and has released multiple songs. Nice. But honestly though, if you ever get to the point where you're threatening to kill your dog or your daughter, then social media is just not for you. Getting that toxic isn't worth any amount of money. No rational human being would say or do what she does. There's certain lines you don't cross, and Brittany passed them all at an Olympic pace. I genuinely...
Why do you keep saying Brittany? Like, I thought her name was Brittany. Is it Brittany? So you're saying it's like Brittany, like as the country? What are you saying?
I think she needs to stop and seek professional medical attention. The sad truth is many of her followers don't care about her and just want to see her dumpster fire of a downfall.
True. She's basically Trisha Paytas.
I hope Peaches realizes what she is doing is not okay before she gets seriously hurt or worse. However, at this point, only Johnson can help herself. There's only so much people can do, and the onus is on the person to want to change. Who knows what will happen in the future, but I wish for the best possible outcome for Johnson. Thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please consider giving it a like and subscribing to my channel.
I'll think about it. Okay, interesting video. Thanks, Ajay. My favorite. Let's see. We got some... I don't know, bro. I don't know. All right, let's watch this, because I don't have too much time left to watch stuff. I'm feeling a little burnt. A little tired. A little... jet sick. Where's the video I just picked up to watch? Oh, here it is. All right. Why Mr. Beast's brother didn't sorry. Why Mr. Beast's brother didn't succeed on YouTube. Did he not? Let's check it out.
Mr. Beast.
It looks like he's verified.
Did a pretty reasonable job of maintaining an average career monthly view count of between 1 and 4 million. However, he'd post a total of only 29 full-length videos before disappearing from the channel around 10 months ago. It's when we take a quick glance over these 29 full-length videos that we begin to notice the very first reason as to why CJ was unable to find success to the same degree that his brother had, being that the Mr. Bro videos were...
That's really weird. That you... Like, I mean, it says, like, why Mr. Beast's brother didn't succeed on YouTube. He very clearly succeeded. This is obviously clickbait, which is, like, whatever. But then, to the same extent, like, yeah, of course not. I mean, okay. These are good views, bro. I would have kept making content.
Almost indistinguishable from Mr.
Let me see something. Hold on.
Beast. However, he'd post a total of only 29 full-length videos.
I just want to see something.
Of between 1 and 4 million. However,
I just want to see some of this stuff here, because I'm looking at his... I wanted to see if, like, after Sonny made these videos, if the view count went up on this guy's videos.
He'd post...
It doesn't seem like it did. It was just... Actually, nah, they went up slightly. One of them went up a couple thousand. Okay.
Just a total of only... It's when we take a quick glance over these 29 full-length videos that we begin to notice the very first reason as to why CJ was unable to find success to the same degree that his brother had, being that...
And the reason is because it's just hard to do that. Like, that's why. And he's also uglier, honestly. But okay, there's nothing wrong with that, bro.
The Mr. Bro videos were almost indistinguishable from Mr. Beast's, giving it this feeling of off-brandedness as opposed to its own fresh project. The editing, ideas, and thumbnails were basically identical to Mr. Beast, whilst the crew, which included...
Yeah, but you don't understand.
The editing, ideas, and thumbnails were...
This is a $1,000 cake, okay? You don't know how much this cake costs.
Basically identical to Mr. Beast, whilst the crew, which included individuals such as Chandler's brother, didn't exactly feel all that creative or nuanced. CJ equals Jimmy, Zach equals Chandler, Tyler equals Chris. Together, they are the budget Mr. Beast team. It was as if he was the exact same as Mr. Beast, while at the same time being the complete opposite. The reason for this will be explained during CJ's first major appearance on YouTube, in which Jimmy would explain the extent to which Mr. Bro was going to be guided by Mr. Beast.
Okay. You have 5 helpers, a warehouse, office space. You got a $100,000 starting budget. We're doing your thumbnails for you, and we're helping you think of content.
Aren't you editing too?
I'm shouting you out and giving you over 1 million subscribers.
Now, it seemed like Jimmy was trying to teach his brother how to fish as opposed to giving him a fish, which was certainly the right approach in this scenario.
Well, it seemed more like he was giving him a fish, because he's like, we already got the video concept. Did he not say that?
To teach his brother
too. I'm shouting you out and giving you over 1 million subscribers. you, and we're helping you think of content.
Yeah, they're helping you think of content. It seems like they're kind of giving him ideas. So from when watching this, it seems like the reason why their content was so identical was because Mr. Beast was giving him identical video ideas. He's treating like a Make-A-Wish video, I guess so, kinda, yeah. That would explain why they was very similar.
Set up for CJ in a way where he could achieve instant success whilst learning about YouTube in the process. The problem was that since CJ had absolutely no prior experience with YouTube, he wasn't really mixing these systems with his own pre-developed style or self-learned knowledge, and as a result was rather just replicating MrBeast branding in its entirety, giving it somewhat of an inauthentic feeling.
With Jimmy's mindset with giving money away, being a philanthropist, doing all the great things that he does every single day to make a difference in people's lives, I have that same mindset, and I also want to do the same thing just like my brother.
Now, it's probably safe to say that this was being done somewhat deliberately, so Mr. Bro could capitalize on MrBeast's existing brand, and in a lot of ways, there was massive upside to this approach. We say that Mr. Bro, quote,
I mean, his videos were popular, he should just kept doing it.
Unquote, didn't succeed because we're comparing him to MrBeast. However, compared to any other new channel, his beginning was explosive. He did over 10 million views within his first 2 months on the
easy. I wish.
Platform. He'd cross over the 1 million subscriber mark prior to even that, and his continual ability to gain upwards of 1 million views per upload, even after the initial shout out, would have without a doubt been, at least in part, a result of him having the ability to replicate the MrBeast success formula almost in its entirety. Additionally, being so similar to Jimmy, many could mark.
Instead of eating $1,000 cake, what if I made a video, hear me out, where I ate $1,000 worth of cum? Do you think that would be do you think that would be popular? That would be incredible. How do you think I could post that? Is that something I could post on social media? Maybe I'd post on Pornhub.
Marketed himself as MrBeast's brother with a similar profile picture and all, giving him a continual attachment to MrBeast's relevancy. However, it was clear that being so similar to MrBeast also put a bad taste in.
I spent 24 hours in a pool of ramen noodles. I thought it said in a poo. That'd be cooler.
Some of his audience's mouths, judging from this Reddit post with over 1,000 upvotes, which was titled, "Guess Mr. Bro is just straight up copying his brother now," written in what seemed to be somewhat of a negative tone.
Probably.
Being marketed as MrBeast's brother also had its own disadvantages. It's likely that many of Mr. Bro's views were coming from people clicking on the videos to see what a video by MrBeast's brother looks like, as opposed to clicking on the video for the title, thumbnail, and idea itself.
Yeah, I mean, I think that for more than anything else, I mean, like, that's probably the reason he left, is because he was just feeling like a copycat of his brother and he felt shitty about it. So
this was probably a huge advantage for Mr. Bro's click-through rate. If people were clicking on the videos to simply observe the differences and similarities between the two brothers, there was no requirement to watch the full video. As a result, it's unlikely that CJ's watch time and audience retention was anything close to Jimmy's, which would have been a further disadvantage against CJ's channel. This sentiment of being too similar to MrBeast can be felt further when looking at the comments on the Gamer from Mars video from about a year ago, made on a similar topic to this one. He tried to promote himself as MrBeast's brother, not CJ. You cannot try to be a carbon copy of something when you're just not. As always, MrBeast's brother should just be himself. That isn't a surefire path to success, but it's important to the longevity of the channel. Simple answer: if I'm going to watch MrBeast's content, I'm going to watch it from MrBeast, not the great value version. He needs to do his own thing. The problem with these
drink $1,000 worth of mug root beer. That's a good idea. These are good ideas, guys.
comments is that differentiating yourself from others is substantially easier said than done. It's a multi-year process. Every YouTuber goes through this. You begin by replicating someone you really like, which was where CJ was at. Then as time progresses, you discover your own nuances, try your own tricks, and develop your own style. However, CJ might have stopped uploading before getting to that point where he could shoot off in his own direction. But again, this goes back to the problem of being branded as MrBeast's brother. Can he even shoot off in his own direction if he needs to maintain that image? Additionally, is he going to be able to develop his own style if the editing, thumbnails, and ideas are all being done for him? Is he going to be able to formulate a baseline understanding of what does and doesn't work on the platform if he isn't learning?
On average, sperm donors are paid between $100 and $150 per donation per visit. Donating 1 to 2 times a week, donors earn an average of $4,000 in 6 months. Wait, so let's say $100 of cum. Let's just go off of how much they pay people for cum. $100 for like a thing of cum. So that's only 10 jizzes worth of cums, or 10 cums worth of jizz. You know what I'm saying? That's not that much. You really get $100 per cum donation? I feel like that's too much money. Money per sperm donation. Wow. So apparently, I don't know if anybody can do it, but they get $100. So it's $70 at the time of the donation, another $30 when the sample is released. Healthy men are able to earn up to what does it take to be a sperm donor? How do I do that? Oh my god, I probably. Oh Jesus, sneezes, incredible. I probably wouldn't pass it though because I feel like, you know, I'm on medications. So there's actually a study that was just done about the sperm count of people with like with the take metformin, which I take for my diabetes. So, but either way, volume wise, I could shoot maybe probably like 5 loads is worth of most other people's 10 loads. So just shoot 5 loads and that's $1,000 worth of cum. This is this is disgusting.
Everything himself from the ground up. This question highlights another point that's worth diving into, being that CJ never really got the opportunity to go through that rocky patch of developing an intuitive foundational understanding for why certain videos do and don't work, usually achieved through a bunch of early failure. Now you could probably argue that this is somewhat unimportant because it can be taught, but only to a certain extent. You learn a little bit by someone else telling you about their failure or something they've learned, but you learn a whole lot more when you put an entire week's worth of work into something that you think will be a banger before uploading it for 100 views. He never went through the hard work from the years before you get popular, so he doesn't know what it's like. You have to start with the corny videos, therefore he's not getting enough views. The other problem with skipping this early rough patch is that you potentially fail to develop a deeply meaningful long-term story associated with the channel that you've built. In the case of MrBeast, for example, much of his strong public image and goodwill comes from the obvious vibe that he's been to hell and back in order to get to his current position.
I remember when Jimmy was 14 years old, in his room, editing his videos super late at night of Minecraft, literally just to post it and get maybe 100, 200 views.
His 10 plus years worth of experience.
That's why you just don't edit any videos, guys. Just take it from me.
From every fiber in his being, adding this indescribable flavor of confidence to his videos. CJ or Mr. Bro, on the other hand, even with a similar success formula to MrBeast, still gives off the energy that he's a bit of a newbie. His lack of confidence shines through and it can be felt by the audience. CJ just needs to have more confidence.
I think it would be better if, like, so this is the dynamic I think. So what Mr. Bro should have done to be successful is, what he should have done is he should have done a similar content style to MrBeast, where like I don't know a lot. I think he donates money to stuff and does like some fun challenges, except he gets all the people that he works with to bully him relentlessly to the brink of self-harm. And then they're like, no, we're just kidding, Jimmy, or we're just kidding, Mr. Bro, and we all have a good laugh. You know, it's like MrBeast, but like really abusive. That's the spin it needed. All you had to do was hire me, and I could have made this boom. It would be more popular than MrBeast because it would be so fucked up. It would have been, or that's good to hold on. Or maybe instead of doing what MrBeast does, he does the opposite. He just steals money from people, like a corporation. You know, like the ones that work like how Nestle funnels water from surrounding areas and then sells it back to people for like actual money instead of letting them have healthy water. That's what he could have done. Instead of like, I'm giving a homeless guy $1,000. He's like, I'm going to steal $1,000 from this homeless guy. Does he even have the money? That's the thumbnail question mark. You know, that would be super cool. That would be cool. Or maybe if they don't have the money, he just pushes them off a cliff. You know what I'm saying? Makes them fight for it. I'm going to put this family into $75,000 worth of credit card debt. Find out how I let them escape it. And then he puts the whole family into like a gladiator ring and they have to fight to the literal death. The winner gets out and they get absolved of their credit card debt. But not all of it. Just like most of it. So they still like, now it's like the dad wins probably because the dad, you know, and the dad wins, but he's like, okay, you still have $15,000 worth of debt. So like it's manageable with like a financial officer, but like it sucks. You know, that would be incredible. That would be fucking incredible. That was so fucked up.
His creativity and how he directs the videos. When you watch MrBeast, he's very likable and entertaining because he always has a plan and knows how to keep things rolling. CJ understandably looks a little uncomfortable, so he doesn't seem to have full enough control of his content. The other problem associated with not developing a meaningful long-term story is that there's probably minimal emotional connection to the channel, making it pretty simple to quit out of the blue without feeling as though you're giving up on multiple years of hard work. There are so many YouTubers who are no longer achieving the same level of success as they were in their prime, yet continue to upload videos to a dwindling audience.
That's why they call it their prime, you know.
Presumably because it's extremely hard to walk away from a project or brand that you've invested years of time into. Meanwhile, CJ seemed to have the
Is there a Sunny V2 video on go back? Alright, I'm just gonna use this.
Presumably because it's extremely hard to walk away from a
The Disheartening Downfall of H3. Oh, maybe I should watch that.
Project or brand that you've invested years of time into. Meanwhile, CJ seemed to have the opposite experience of this. There was a total of only 1 year and 9 months between his first and last upload, which might not have been enough time to cement his identity as a YouTuber, resulting in minimal downside or regret if he were to remove himself from the platform.
And have a bunch of families that are poor and fight other families, fight to the death to gain money. Dude, you know what would be cool? You have a bunch, just check this out. Listen, hear this out. You take like 5 poor families and you have them fight, like you have them do like, you know the show Hole in a Wall where you have to do like funny little antics? hole in the wall, except for basically Squid Games where they legitimately die. And then at the end, the winner gets the life insurance policies of all the losers. But here's the surprise twist ending. They're poor, so they couldn't afford life insurance. So the winner has to live with themselves. How incredible would that be? That would be such a compelling story. That would be incredible. It would be incredible.
You just work like hell, to be honest, for 10 years. Like, there's probably a good chance you'll make it. But if you do that over the course of 6 months or a year, I don't know, you know?
This also highlights that maybe CJ was never actually making videos because he enjoyed the content creation process. Maybe he'd simply seen Mr. Beast insane.
Yeah, no one knows until the end. That's why it's a surprise twist ending.
Level of success and was subsequently too focused on the potential rewards, whilst the required level of natural motivation never really existed in.
100,000. It's so weird that he gave him $100,000 to spend in a day. You know what I would do? By car, something. I wouldn't buy a $100,000 car. Maybe, well, I guess maybe I would if it's maybe like an $80,000 car. I buy a camper. Those are expensive. I don't know.
In the first place. Yeah, he sees his brother's success and wants to be just as successful. Problem is, he can't come up with his own content, so he just looks bad.
I think that the problem is just that like a bunch of not YouTube, but like a bunch of like Reddit nobodies are giving Hitler being like, oh, you're doing the same thing as Mr. Beast, and this guy like let it get to his head and stopped making content because he felt bad about it. I think that's really where it boils down to. Like,
try to watch him to support him despite not liking his stuff, but I really can't. It's a waste of my time to try. Sorry if that's harsh, but it's my honest opinion. Mr. Bro is not his brother. We could go deeper and say that maybe he did want to be a YouTuber, yet the type of videos that he was making weren't really what CJ wanted to make authentically. However, he had no option but to make the videos he was making, as he was replicating Mr. Beast's formula and wasn't following his own genuine curiosity or genre that he enjoyed. Mr. Beast is often seen discussing the importance of video ideas, stating that if anyone were to apply his viral ideas to their own channel, they would go viral as well.
Obviously, a lot of it is just in the ideas. Like, anyone, if they did this, it would have gone viral. Yeah.
So if anything, at least Mr. Bro was an interesting experiment to see how viral you could.
I guess. I wonder what context. I mean, like a lot of being popular is luck based, you know? Like you put hard work in, but then you're also like really lucky, you know what I mean? Oh, okay.
Make a brand new channel go if it was set up for success.
It's just like weird to me. Like, I'm not going to speak specifically to Mr. Beast because I don't know him specifically and I didn't listen to that podcast. But it's always weird when people like get successful. Like, this is the secret to success when it comes to like internet virality success, which is totally different than like general success to people. Where it's like you got like a big part of your formula. It was probably hard work and whatnot, but it's also profound luck. And then to say like I have the secret to success, you probably don't. Like, you probably couldn't really. Like, for me, I became successful. I'm not anywhere near the success of these people, but I became successful on TikTok because the biggest part was that it was like TikTok existed and I was able to do it over the summer. And I would do commentary in like a very politically and socially charged moment where a lot of the watch time on the app was up substantially because nobody was out working. So I could never explain, how do you replicate success, Papa? Hope for a pandemic that kills people. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you can't emulate that because that was a big part of my success. The unfortunate reality, and I would obviously trade it. I wish the pandemic never happened because my uncle passed away and he's like a father to me. But you know what I'm saying? Like, that's the only reason. Like, that's a big reason why I got successful. Right place, right time, massive amount of luck. So it's always weird when people who get like really popular, like they talk about how they became successful in a way where it's like, you could do it too. I didn't watch the whole Mr. Beast conversation. I'm not even saying that he did that. I'm just saying, like, generally speaking, it's a really bizarre experience when people do that.
By one of YouTube's greatest creators. Plus, there's really nothing stopping CJ from coming back and continuing on from where he left off if he has a change of heart toward the platform. Mr. Bro, the brother of...
Okay, cool video. Very popular.
He was either the most...
This is a Mario Judo.
What's up, everybody?
All right. It's 7 o'clock. I think I'm going to call it and I'm going to raid somebody so I can go hang out with my wife. First day back, big poogers. Just chatting. Beep bop boop bop. All right, who are we going to raid? Beep bop boop bop. No, I'm not. I told you I'm not going to watch the Mama Got One tonight. My wife's like relaxing. We just got off a vacation. She's a little burnt out. Ba beep boop boop ba beep bop boopy boo ba boop ba ba. Sure, we'll just rate this person. I don't care. All right, guys, take care. Have a good one. I'll see you tomorrow. I love you. Bye, everybody. Be respectful. You know the drill. You know the drill. Did anybody raid me? I mean, oh, sorry. I think I acknowledged that. Thank you so much for the sub.
Morgan just resubscribed for 6 months. Happy Taco Tuesday.
Thank you so much.
Keep peaches away from your commode.
Okay. Take care, guys.